I've kicked the stream into being on now as
Yes,
well.
you.
Just-
She's currently murdering one of my shoes.
Actually, I don't see
Real update, she's killing a shoe.
Before we start,
We already have.
Oh. No, before we start the adventure proper.
Yeah.
Could I have... You know what, it's fine. We'll just deal with that as it comes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Always the best. Wing it.
Yeah. I mean, most of this session, I came up with after... Yeah.
But I don't think I can fly.
Oh, you're a Kenku, aren't you?
Yep.
If we throw you hard enough, you can fly.
Yeah. I mean, you got items. Surely you took...
Oh crap! I forgot about items.
That's
That's fine. Go. Let's go. It's fine.
By the way, I
do that
picked
on the wing.
Yeah.
I picked an item. It does work when I'm flying, right? The boots of Elvenkind, they do work while flying, right?
Well, it's
It just says all movement. It just says movement is gives you
Beyond does
advantage
specify
on all stealth
sound.
checks. It gives you all advantage on all stealth checks required that is sound based. Also,
Yeah.
I'm an owl.
I've got an idea. I've got an idea for that. Okay.
Yeah, you already got stealth flying for owl.
Yeah, I've got advantage on stealth flying for an owl now.
Okay. I just need to open this page.
I also have 2 kinds of 120-foot dark vision.
There it is. That's the creature. Oh. Damn.
Not gonna be able to see what's behind the curtain much.
Yeah, if it's behind the Discord, can't see it.
Yeah.
So I put my token like in the bottom right, I can actually see it for initiative.
I've popped out the chat, well, our videos, so we can actually see everyone.
Okay, that's fair.
And I've placed it in the middle of the screen.
All right.
Can you do me a favor? Can you quickly pop up the initiative tracker? I just want to see how I can line it up.
Yeah, you will need that. Wait.
Yeah, no problem.
I've got
a
my
little bit off, so I'll move it to here.
Probably should have done a trial tech run before this, huh? But then that's
what's the trial tech run?
Yeah, this is the trial tech run before the next campaign.
You mean the next phase of our streaming?
Yeah. Upgrade.
Alterra phase 2.
So somebody else is echoing, right? I haven't muted the live stream, right? You went live, didn't you, Bob?
Yes. Yes, we are live.
I mean, you did say you like being an Echo Knight. He's taking a piss.
Hi. Quiet in the background.
You can, yeah. You'll be tiny now because I've switched to the thing just to get the lighting on. Now I have lighting. Oh, slightly too harsh lighting.
Yeah, I'm using...
But at least I dealt with the shadows.
You currently do look like you're trying to hack into some corporation like 2 in the morning.
Whereas me and Ben are both using the Discord thing.
Yeah.
You look like you're doing a commercial in Night City.
Yeah. It was a harsh. And then I do that.
Unfortunately, I can't put the lighting down anymore.
The globe appears behind me. No, that's a globe.
I thought it was a skull. And you just went, boom, skull in hand.
Actually, it's not surprising if I was to do that and a skull appear because my flatmate Paul loves skulls. So we've got a globe here.
Skull.
We've got a globe here now, but the skull's somewhere.
Thanks.
I've got the skull. Here's mine.
Yeah.
This is the character I was going to play.
Dead.
He died.
I like it.
Before he even
that's
got...
right. He's not playing. He's dead.
I've got a mask right here. That's how I envision the professor. Professorson.
Sort of a mask next to me. I have just a bunch of random shit. I have this next to me.
Okay.
Are
we ready?
Yes.
Are we ready? Awesome. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Alterra. I'm your host and games master for the evening, and joining me, we have from left to right, top to bottom, Bob, Chris, Ben, TR, and Wolfie Bane.
Hi.
Hi.
Whoa.
So,
Hello.
we're taking a little bit of a break from the main Shattered Altspheres campaign, and we bring you
Flashback.
tonight Merida Blackstar presents Tales from the Altosphere. Yes, that's right. We're fully leaning into the skid that is the Marvel rip-offs.
Multiverse.
Yeah.
Don't sue us.
We're fully leaning into
I mean, Multiverse isn't copywritten by
Nope.
Marvel.
I've
I'm
just been
sure-
mentioning Marvel. Don't sue us, please.
Multiverse theory has been around probably about the same time as Marvel, but
I'm sure Disney will find a way to copyright it in the
No.
next
Oh, of
year
course
and a
they will.
half or so.
Don't fuck with the
Given a
mouse.
chance, yeah.
No, yeah. The Mouse House are all seeing and all knowing. So, today, we have a one-shot set somewhere in time, somewhere in space, way off in the distance from
long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yes, essentially. But also somehow in the future. So, the five of you, are longtime friends and companions and have traveled on many, many adventures together. Whole towns have been protected from bandits, many innocent lives saved, while runaway trains, carts, and animals have been stopped before they can cause damage. In short, you are the mightiest heroes around.
So Bob's not going to summon demons this week to attack us all, right?
So we're Alterra's mightiest heroes in a galaxy far, far away.
Who knows?
The House of Mouse is really going to come after us.
However,
Are you sure?
What are you doing?
you have all been plagued by a nightmare of late. A voice, that of a young girl, seems to be somehow reaching out to you in your dreams, calling, pleading for help. Please, save me from them. Save me from the monsters. Please help. Some of you are intrigued. How could a child reach your dreams? She must be incredibly powerful, and that warrants investigation. Some of you want to save this girl. After all, you're heroes. It's what you do. And some of you just plain like fighting monsters, and that's cool too. But all of you are traveling together after long months and years of adventuring together, and this adventure has been difficult. As this voice pervades your dreams, a few of you occasionally find yourselves becoming forgetful or losing track of your things, your items, bits of yourself just missing. Like loose threads being pulled, grains of sand trickling away. This voice, this child, must be involved somehow, or the monsters that she needs help with. Whoever and whatever powers are in play here, you need to get to the bottom of it. And that's where we pick up our story, with the five of you on the road. It's been a long, exhausting day of traveling dusty roads, desperately trying to make your way towards the source of this voice, because it seems to be almost like a siren call pulling you on. It's a literal call to adventure, yes, whatever. And you find yourself this evening camping. It's a strangely beautiful sort of spot. It's right on the edge of plains to one side, long golden grass, beyond which you can see the dark night sky dotted with stars, and way off in the distance a thin crescent moon. On the left-hand side of you, where you've camped, is a large, almost eerily still lake. And to your backs, the wind occasionally picking up and riffling through it, almost the breeze seeming like whispers, is the dark forest. And you've camped here in a sheltered sort of wooded copse area right on the edge here. It's a seemingly common camping site on the edge of this road, and you've hitched up whatever animals you might have taken with you, carts, carriages, whatever you might have. And you're all asleep. Which of you would be on watch, would you say? Everyone roll a d20. We'll leave this up to the dice. Okay. Everyone roll a d20.
A 3.
Understood.
Why is that showing up?
Also, I've just realised one issue. Actually clicking on Roll20 actually closes out Discord, like puts Discord to minimize.
Yeah.
That's fine,
You can
but
have.
I can still see you.
Yeah, if you on Discord, if you go on the overlay, there's a pin on it, so it can always be on front, stay on top.
Okay, got
Stay
it.
on top. That's good.
So-
Thank you.
So, Nikki, you're on watch, and it's the second watch, and you're on watch, as you most often are. You, of course, your keen eyes. You're always adept. As suddenly you hear a rustling from the trees, and you glance over, and out hops a tiny little bunny rabbit that cocks its head to one side and sees you, and its eyebrow seemingly raises. And at the very same time that its ear just suddenly goes and it turns in the direction of the lake, yours does as well, as I rolled a 6 on its stealth, lumbering, leaping from the lake. A hulking behemoth of a creature, bits of it just sloughing away, matted fur dripping wet, covered in sort of greenish algae. On the end of its shoulders, 2 massive-looking puppets? No, that can't be real. Roll me a nature check, as you just see 3 sets of snapping jaws, one on each hand, and one right in the center of this mass of large, brown, scraggly fur. Yes, you know what this is. This is an undead creature of nightmare. It is a sharken bear. A bear with shark for hands.
One of these, I think, an adventure quest.
Roll initiative.
You want to know what's the funniest thing about you saying that? Is literally Neil was talking to me about a shark bear earlier today.
Must have been fate. Everyone roll initiative.
It is a thing. Oh, I'm pouring a drink. Give me a second.
Hang on,
Hang on, I need to.
32.
Yeah, 32 will do it.
Well, no. I'm trying to think. What is
Would
the
you-
actual thingy of gift alacrity? It's only 8 hours, right?
It is 8 hours.
I probably wouldn't have it on for
Long rest.
Yeah,
For
would you
watch.
cast it? Would you cast it first thing in the morning?
yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. If I normally cast it in the morning, I wouldn't have it on by the time we're doing watches. So I'm gonna stick with my 32.
I'll be happy
have-
with my 32.
I'm happy with my 32.
And it's
I
lower,
assume
I'm
we've
sure.
essentially had a full rest, right? So I at least have the spell slot back. So I want to try and budget that if I do want to get gift alacrity in the morning.
But Nikki Snuggums, you've not selected your character icon token before clicking your.
See, here's the problem. I've got so many windows open. I'm switching between stuff. However, Nikki is controlling the damn Roll20. So
Nikki can,
Nikki is
Nikki's
technically
on Slack
God.
of some kind.
Barden.
For those curious in the audience, we are still using the Shattered Dot Sphere Roll20 because we're lazy and couldn't be asked to make a new one.
oh, we have other ones. We
Yeah.
actually do.
Also,
But this is the one that's there.
this is a one shot that came together on a whim after it was
Yeah.
mentioned in passing for 2 seconds last week that I just came up with on the fly. So, despite rolling a natural 20, Nikki goes first, shocking absolutely no one. The rabbit creature, the tiny little rabbit, immediately leaps back into the trees. It must have been going for a drink and also spotted the shark and bear.
He just went, you know what? No.
And he's got rapier warning. Nikki
but yeah,
Snuggums
while all this is creeping up on me, I get a tingly sense in my body alerting me that danger is approaching. And Nikki has this adamant thing about while resting that we do not expand the camp beyond 30 feet of Nikki, because with his weapon of warning, nothing gets the best of Nikki Snuggums.
And
As all of the party is suddenly alerted to danger.
Yes,
the last paragraph.
as the shark and bear leaps out onto the land and growls, and the 2 shark hands also roar, your weapon is immediately drawn, and all of you hear, as Nikki, describe yourself as you sort of, your sword is immediately in your hand. And you leap into combat and waken your...
So as I would jump out, Nikki is wearing this very faded studded leather, I guess, gherkin? I never know how to pronounce that.
Gherkin,
What?
not a gherkin. A gherkin's a pickle.
How do I pronounce the armor version?
What race? I mean...
Oh,
don't
a
describe your clothes
Heracon.
before.
So this kind of light brown matted rabbit folk with these elongated, slightly curled back hair, a little scruffy and rough around the edges. Looks like he's always just ever so slightly shivering or vibrating, as if he's had way too much coffee at any one point. And definitely looks like he's got a bit of a twitch in his eyes, constantly looking for danger, and his hand is always going down to the rapier at his hilt, ready to fight anything that tries to get the best of him. Clearly a rabbit on the edge of adrenaline and just his own senses.
Yeah, as that is why you're awake on this watch, and you alone see that it's moments like this. God damn. Yeah, so as you, I assume your sword does it make like a chime or like
alert?
Alert! Yeah, does everyone hear in their mind, hey, wake up, danger, or something, or is it like a dig it?
It's a feeling of dread and caffeination. Is how I'm going to describe it.
Okay.
As everyone suddenly feels like they've just taken a shot of triple espresso, as immediately they are just brought awake.
Yeah, you all sit up like vampires awakening from your slumber as you all glance across at where Nikki was keeping guard and see Nikki, just a blur, leaping at a behemoth of a brown matted furred bear with shark hands.
Now, as I rolled high on the nature check, do I know if there's any danger to attacking this creature through melee? Does it do any sort of like lashing back damage or anything when I attack it with its weird claws?
It's got shark hand.
Shark hand!
What did you roll? Did you roll between 15 and 20?
I believe it was 17. A 17.
So I will give you that they are incredibly strong, undead, and amphibious, because it uses its sharks as sort of fish.
So it's not like it's made of glass or anything where I'll like cut myself if I attack it. It's just it's a strong.
No acid blood, no.
Not like acid blood splashing back.
Not as far as you're aware.
Okay. All right, this is where I need to remember all the various stuff I have about my character. But I'm pretty sure I'm just literally going to. And this creature is very clearly hostile. It's a sort of creature that just comes out and attacks you. It's not like normally a minion or anything or have any intelligence.
If it is,
it's clearly bits of it are rotting away.
Like a classic monster.
Yeah, maybe a live one might think twice about you might reason with a live one, but this one clearly looks dead and clearly is just like a regular ass zombie, just wants to feed.
I'm going to reason with this giant shark bear.
This is almost
because it's alive.
Like letting you get a chance to know your combat abilities.
That's fair. I guess then I'm just going to go in for the attack. I don't think I have anything that gives me advantage or anything like that. Because I haven't had a chance to hide and it's fairly clearly right there in front of me. So yeah, I think I'm going to just take out my rapier and I'm going to dash forward and try and ward it off. Try and get that hit and see if it backs down from being attacked.
All right.
So let's go ahead and roll for attack then. A 23 to hit.
23 does hit. Just you pierce into its flesh and the rapier sinks in, and so does your fist. This creature clearly has been dead and waterlogged for a long time.
As I am a roguish rapscallion of a rogue, what's the term? A swashbuckler. Since there's no one within 5 feet of me, I get sneak attack off, and I hit in for 8 magical piercing damage. I assume, 8 magical piercing damage.
All right.
I am then going to take a step back, and as I am a swashbuckler, I don't provoke opportunity attacks, and I am going to move back. I moved forward, right, from my party, because I went towards it. I'm going to move back to camp, and seeing my allies awake, since I have nothing else to use my bonus action for, I'm actually going to dash and just kind of get a little bit further back out of that 30-foot range of it.
Yeah.
And put myself on the other side of my party now that they're awake.
Yeah, so you camped actually, as I mentioned, this thing clearly leapt from the lake. There are 2 more quadrants. You could dash into the tree line and maybe hide behind a log, or there's some tall grass, tall yellowish grass that you could possibly hide in as well.
I'm gonna hide.
All of that is within 30 feet.
Okay, well, if there's a hiding place, let's go into the long grass.
Don't go into the long grass.
Go into it. And I'm going to take the hide action as my bonus action.
Okay, roll stealth for me.
All right, there we
As you
go.
just like a rabbit, boom, 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 and dives like an Olympic
bonus
diver.
action dash.
No, we are going with hide instead because the grass is within 30 feet.
Yeah.
But that is my turn.
What's your stealth? 13.
Only like a 13, I think it was.
Yeah.
That's less than I was expecting. Okay, good
Did
to
not
know.
roll well for stealth. I went high in initiative and getting a first control of the situation.
Yeah, and Simba, you would have been surprised by this thing, but as you jolt awake and the camera pans past Nikki diving into long grass and pans round to you, just awakening yourself.
Wake up! Come on!
What does the audience see, Simba?
Isn't it Barden next?
No, Barden's after you.
The
look at
creature isn't
21,
on
but,
the... Yeah.
Yeah,
Not in
but
the turn order, that's what's going for.
yeah, so you've got the higher initiative. You've got the higher dex.
I've written it down. Nikki, Simba, Barden.
Yes, Simba's got 3 dex. Barden's got 2. So you should.
I'm pretty sure it's just the way James wrote it down, is what they're saying.
And that is actually how it works as well.
I want you to picture Simba from The Lion King, like adult Simba, handsome, long flowing hair. I'll give him an extra 20 years, hooked on heroin, skinny and weathered.
Hooked on heroin.
I like that. This story took a turn right off that cliff.
So he looks more like Scar now, to be honest.
Does a touch, yes.
He does a touch. There's an element of his uncle.
If Mufasa had made it to the second movie, that's what he looks like.
All right. As you wake up, your armor, if it was medium or heavy, you would have had to doff it in order to gain the benefits of the long rest. Although your nightmares being what they are nowadays, you don't really get much sleep. You've been awakened almost like a jolt of coffee right to the eyeball.
Triple espresso is my phrase.
Yeah, you sit bolt upright and see a nightmarish creature, and for a second you think, still asleep, aren't I? And then you smell the breath coming from all 3 mouths of this thing, and you realize, oh no, shit, yeah, I'm awake.
Okay, so I'm going to roll over and just whisper, Uncle, it's time for you to play again. And pick up this lion skull from the ground, pop it onto my hand, and you're going to see a little bit of blood drip out.
Mm-hmm.
5 damage to me, and I'm going to shoot him with a blood scar.
Okay.
So that's 11
Are you playing?
2 radiant.
Really playing a blood hunter.
Oh, blood hunter.
4 radiant.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you there, TR.
11 piercing, 6 radiant for the first.
11 piercing, 6 radiant, 17 damage. Okay. You watch as it winces from the radiant more than anything else, but as you take a nick out of it, you don't really see this thing bleeding very much. It's more like a black ooze than anything else.
Is okay. I do not mind because I'm going to shoot him again.
All right.
As the blood starts dripping from Scar's eyes, shoot again.
All right.
9, 14, plus another 2, so 16.
Oh, 16 points. Holy crap. This thing looking pretty beaten up now. And it rounds on you, having abandoned its search for Nikki. It's very clearly looking at you and the other party members that are still rousing themselves from sleep and thinking the better of its life choices here. Next up is Barden.
I'm just going to run to the long grass as well, grabbing my breastplate on the way.
Yeah,
Jumping
you
in.
grab it, you hook it on your back, and dive in beside Nikki. Is your passive perception 13 or above?
Yes, it is. It's 14.
Then in
Hey,
fact,
get down here.
you see Nikki who gestures you over, and you're both huddling in the grass. And let me see.
Can't you wake us up? Pentala. Not
Only
What are you talking about? You need to have the energy in order to go on to the kind of put them and take him out.
And you can hear something shifting in the grass behind you. In fact, as you dive in, or behind Nikki, over Nikki's shoulder.
Now,
As
James, with
Barden,
my 10-foot blind fighting sense, is it within 10 feet of me? And do I sense it?
also have 10-foot blind sighting sense if it helps.
I have 120 foot. I think essentially true sight.
So
What is it?
120 foot dark vision.
let's
Unless you've got other
it is slightly beyond 10 foot, but getting closer. You can definitely hear rustling and footsteps coming towards you. As Barden, the camera once again losing track of the in the long grass, just almost seems to shrug slightly and looks round at you where you're waking up.
Hi. Playing Barden the Kenku with very very colorful.
What does the camera see? What does the camera see?
The Kenku, very colorful, dressed in lots of different colors and things, and just his beak isn't normally isn't black. It's a yellowy color now. Looks like he's very. He looks more like he should be a bard rather than he should be a warlock. But
okay, so this
I hope so.
so this bird creature that's just woken up and is looking like it just rolled itself in fluorescent paint.
Yes.
The undead shark and bear is looking towards it now with a thought of chicken. And you don't like that as you leap to your feet. What do you do?
Look, sit and go. For a second, goes, fuck, and then goes,
That's the word we taught you.
and goes, Eldritch Blast.
Blast.
Nice. Roll your Eldritch Blast.
Okay,
God, I love Kenku. I love Kenku in one-shots, I should say. I hate him in campaigns, but I love him in one-shots.
15.
15. Oh, actually, it can use this as a reaction. You watch as one of the shark mouths moves up and swallows the eldritch energy, and it seems to glow this purplish color. And the bear looks down at it, almost confused, as the shark seems to start acting of its own volition.
You've given the shark sentience. It realizes, wait a minute, why am I attached to this bear?
But you get 2 blasts.
Second blast. Nope.
That's also a shocking grasp.
What'd you roll?
Oh, sorry.
Shocking grasp.
You rolled the wrong thing.
7 for a shocking grasp, apparently. Oh, a 27.
27's going to hit. It's used its reaction. So it takes 10 points of damage.
10 force damage.
So 10 force damage. Nice. It couldn't do the thing again. It just takes it in the other shoulder. Any bonus actions or movement?
Bonus action.
Hey, Butter, get down in the grass with us.
The shark, the eldritch shark, looks across.
I order my pet to fly. Yes, I have a pet, which is because I've got Pact of the Chain. I've got a familiar.
Once a druid.
You summon some demons.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
What
is your pet, and what do you
It's a
command it to do?
It's a spider. It's got 40 foot flying.
Because flying fucking spider.
Yes,
that is a lot of people's worst nightmare.
It's nightmare.
It's mine as well, but I picked it for this
Have you
character.
not seen like the spider wasp hybrid thing?
Oh, I have actually.
I don't
James
want to know
uses
about it.
Conjure Nightmare Creature.
I-
Bob reverses with Ultimate Nightmare Creature.
I
I'll
It's
use
a blind-
polymerization to fuse it
I-
with myself.
I use pack. I pick
what do you
pack
do?
the chain, and it's got a 50. I fly it over towards my party and go, what? I speak through the familiar and go, what? What we're going? What we doing?
Get down in the grass. What are you doing? Come on, get down here. We're trying to protect you from her. Okay, come closer to us. We get it.
And this
Said we're trying to hide.
slowly walks away from the spider, the big shark thing.
Right. Okay.
It just walks away, walks away 30 feet into the grass and ducks down.
Okay. It knows where you went. But luckily, there are 2 prone targets still near at hand. And actually, it's going to, first off, it would use its Eldritch Shark Bear. So that is a natural 20. Oh, it would be. You ducked
It's got a
behind
higher
grass.
initiative. Oh god damn! It's got a higher initiative than me.
I rolled a nat 20 for its initiative. So it's actually a nat 20 to hit you, Bob, with your Eldritch Blast.
Hey. It shot it back at you.
Yeah, it did shoot it back at you. For shitty damage. 5 points of force damage and 5 points of force. 12 plus 5, 17 points of piercing as just teeth from this shark's mouth just fire out at you and embed themselves in the back of your wing.
So how much damage did it take altogether?
Kenkus don't actually have wings.
I don't know, man.
They do.
17
wing
points.
arms. They have like wing
17,
Depends
17
on the
piercing, 17 piercing and 5 force. If that's wrong, I don't care. With its other attacks, it's going to leap on the 2 prone targets. In fact, who don't have weapons right now. Yeah. So we'll do one on Taito. The bear's gonna jump on Taito with advantage because you're prone. It's a dirty 20 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
For 11 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
And the other shark arm is going to come down on Briar, also with advantage. Natural 18 to hit.
Yeah.
8 plus 5 is 13 points of piercing damage.
13 damage. Okay.
And that is its turn.
It's rolled 13.
Yeah, keep track
Roll
of
a
stuff.
D.
Yeah, rolling 13.
I roll a hard 13.
And you
Oh, it
watch, in
doesn't
fact,
actually roll it because it's not a dice. I just put in the 13 and it just pulls up 13.
That's what I've...
Yeah.
and as it bites down on you, you watch as the eyes of both the shark hands go suddenly wide and seem to draw the blood out of your wound, and you watch as the bear just howls to the air. All of you hear in the grass a thing that was behind you suddenly seemingly startle and pick up some pace and dash away. Roll me a quick perception check, everyone who's in the grass.
Perception.
As we move on to Taito.
11.
Well, but...
19.
Because I'm very lazy with names, so I just went, what's the Latin name for bar now? That's my name.
With a 19, you'll have seen something. But Taito, it's your turn as the camera stays focused on the action shot of the bear howling and the shark arms going into their blood frenzy with you at its feet. What do the audience see?
Hey, they see a 6-foot barn owl person. No weapons.
Standard.
White feathers with like basically think a barn owl but a person essentially. Like genuinely, that's what I went for. They're quite tall. They're also wearing a cloak which has a shitload of owl eyes on it, like hundreds of owl eyes on it, and all the eyes just stare at this bear and go. I never can have a good wake up in the mornings, can I? I'm just gonna crack my knuckles and beat the shit out of it.
Okay.
So, first punch. Owl punch. I forgot to... Give me a second. That's not. I forgot to do my query advantage.
damage.
It's a 22 to hit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna hit.
So I'll just roll it again because I've got it set now to auto roll damage. So this is the damage for the first hit essentially.
Yeah, no problem.
Actually roll. Oh, I know what's happened.
You need to click our punch and it'll roll
No, it's
it.
because I've got a query now. I need to set it off of query.
Briar, you're on deck.
Mm-hmm. So in the chat, just click where it says our punch.
I know, yeah. I've got to get.
Yeah, you can adjust your setting in somebody else's turn.
There we go. 8 damage.
Thank you. Okay, that was the first punch. Here's my second punch. Also, now it can't attack me with attacks of opportunity.
Okay. 15 does hit it for another 7 points.
And
Punch, wham. The two clawed fists just beat into this thing's just en masse.
I'm going to bonus action punch it again.
All right. 14 does hit as well for another 10 points. This
And
thing
then-
is not terribly dexy, being, dead. But it does pack a punch.
Then I'm just going to fly 55 feet vertically.
Does it not get an attack opportunity?
Nope, because I'm mobile. So if I've tried to hit it, it doesn't get a chance to attack opportunity.
Very nice.
And I can see everything within 120 feet that is in darkness, ethereal, or is invisible, or basically anything like that.
So with your bird's eye view and with your 19 Simba, you glance through the long grass and you see what looks to be a black shadowy creature just slipping away. With your keen perception, you swear you hear and you put it together. That's the rhythm of like a centaur or hoofbeats, maybe a horse of some description, but it's just the shadowy creature, just wisps of smoke billowing off it as it charges away from you through the long grass. Actually in the direction of the path you were going, in that sort of vague direction. That's your turn. Lastly, Briar, you come to having been awoken with caffeine and then having been bitten by a giant bear, and the stench of it is right in your nose.
Yep. So,
Your party have all abandoned you.
yeah, that's fine.
Goodbye.
I'm gonna.
Get down in the grass! Get down in the grass!
Nah, I'm gonna go up. 'Cause I'm an owlin as well.
All right.
we
Very
all
similar,
leave.
similar sort of look to Taito, or
No,
much more hench.
Briar is a great horned owl. So he's sort of golden color, but sort of like tree barky as well. So he can
Very nice.
So he can kind of merge into hiding trees, basically.
That's cool.
I'll go with the great horned owl. They're adorable.
Yeah. So he's going to stand up, bonus action disengage, and then fly up 15 foot.
Damn. Everyone can just disengage and fly away. Jesus. This
Two of the
combat
races
encounter.
you gave us were flying. I wish
Yeah.
to point out.
Yeah, but disengages. Oh man. All right. Yeah, you disengage.
5 levels in
from this
range.
creature.
5 levels in range of 3 levels in rogue.
Yeah, that's fair. You disengage and just flap straight up.
Yep.
You have an action.
I've got my action. I pull my longbow and an arrow out of my bag of holding.
Technically, it's an action to retrieve something from a bag of holding.
Is it?
Yes, technically. But we'll say that you
you're
could have had the bow. Yeah, you could have had the bow on the ground easy enough. Whack
Yeah,
it
that's
out.
why you don't keep weapons or ammo in a bag holding.
Yeah, I'll hand wave it for now, but just so you're
Fair
aware
enough.
for the next combat encounter.
Cool. So grab as a stand up, grab my longbow and quiver, fly up into the air, and then start volleying arrows into this bear thing.
Nice.
I don't get any advantage, and I've not got my sneak attack because nothing is still next to him.
because we all left.
Yeah, because everyone fucked off.
We all ran.
No, that's the
Um,
other campaign.
Isn't
Yeah.
it next to
So-
us though?
No,
No, you all ran away. You all ran away or flew away.
Did
Yeah.
that not attack
All-
some
all-
of us? Did it not bite
Yeah,
me?
but we've
Both
moved.
those people flew up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both were the owls who could just fly.
Yeah.
So we just went, no.
That's
It
not near
just
anyone.
shot me. It just shot me from
Yep.
range.
So first attack.
It don't shoot it anymore. It can't get any more
Ah,
ammo. and it
not
just
great.
can't hit
13.
us.
That's a
13.
2 on the dice.
A 13 just hits it.
That's a 2 on the dice. I can only
Nice.
miss doing a natural 1 then.
Yeah. So just
And
7
that's-
points of damage.
Yep, just 7 points. And then second shot.
Do you get a second shot?
Yes, I've got 2 attacks. 'Cause I'm a
Ranger.
ranger.
But you're only level 2 ranger.
No, level
Level
3.
5.
They said level 3
Rogue.
rogue, level 5
Ah.
ranger.
Alrighty. Rangers.
I love rangers. Favorite class.
Another 9 points.
Yep.
This thing's looking very badly beaten up now. It's got 2 arrows sticking in it. A couple of its teeth are missing, but quickly growing back. But it does look to be in a full blood frenzy, having taken chunks out of you. But it just seems, it's just so irritated at the 2 flying creatures. But its gaze, all 3 of its visions, quickly shifts towards the brightly coloured neon Kenku that is poorly hidden in the grass. As it goes back up to the top of the initiative, and it's Nikki's turn.
Nice. As I now see all my allies have managed to get to safety, I make a mental note of probably should have distracted it while didn't think it would actually beat their initiative. Does it look like it can see me as I start creeping through the grass with my 13 stealth?
With your
Mostly.
13.
Yeah, did my 13 stealth? It might have really low passive. Who knows? I mostly need to know if
you-
I'm rolling advantage on this or not as I sneak up and attack it.
Oh no, you're not hitting from it. It's looking in the direction of all 3 of you. It does have a higher passive than your stealth.
Yeah, that's fine. So
Okay.
as I come approaching out of the grass towards it, I notice that it probably glances at me as I come towards it, and realizing that it looks like it has seen me. It's probably the best way to go about this. Still want my bonus act. Now let's go in for an offhand attack. Why not? I'm gonna take out my dagger. Nope, because rapier wasn't the thing, and I actually haven't got my second dagger. Never mind. I am just going to. Yeah, I'm just gonna go up to it, and I'm just gonna hit it with my rapier. Then.
Alrighty.
So this will just be flat roll, but I am a rogue luckily, so 25 to hit. Wow.
That
I
does
only
hit.
have a +6 by the way.
Yeah.
Just
like
rolling
a
well.
beast.
And I do get my sneak attack because I have nobody within 5 feet of me. So
Okay.
I'm going to hit in for it for 14 piercing.
As you stab into it and twist and withdraw and stand
Yeah.
there slightly, you watch as it
Nice.
seems to almost and then breathe again. Not breathe. Undead fortitude, and it lashes out with its reaction. Yes, that's definitely going to hit. It's a natural 19 with its 2 shark hands. Second one, a natural 20.
Oh, Nikki died.
That blood goes down in the first attack.
That's
Please.
not going to lie.
Do we have anyone who can actually heal?
10, 12 plus 11.
I think
Ranger
I've got
has-
some healing.
23 plus 5, 28 points as 28 points of damage as the shark hand that had taken a chunk out of Briar, in fact, with the blood on its teeth, just sinks into your arm as you pull your hand away. That is its reaction, though. But it seems like it's at death's
Interesting.
door. But this was something you didn't quite know about, as you'd never actually fought and killed one before.
We've never
Yeah.
fought an undead shark bear before.
Alrighty then. Then I'm going to, as I don't provoke opportunity attack, it's already used its reaction, I'm going to move back into the grass. I'm going to use my bonus action to second wind.
Quite wise. You dive back there.
12
You
hit points.
Yeah, you take a yeah, slap yourself. You get
There you
a
go.
big glub of espresso. Simba steps forward again, and this thing looks really ragged. In fact,
And up the skull. You don't shoot the bunny. Got one for
I wasn't expecting that.
okay.
15 with a I'd roll for the rest of
Ooh.
it still.
Now it takes radiant damage. So as you blast into this thing, you get a second one technically.
In
But
the other
as-
shark head.
Yeah. That one unfortunately misses. Yeah, but you blast into the first shark head, and almost like where instead of the black necrotic ichor pouring out of its veins, you watch as spreading up its arms and into its shoulder, this golden light that just begins to pass away into greyish dust as the entire right arm of this thing just causes the rest of it to melt away into nothingness. The radiant damage seemingly finishing it off. And you all breathe and take a quick respite. And those of you above who are flying do see that shadow very quickly, like rapidly moving away.
Now, how rapidly?
Faster,
Yeah, I'm about to say, how rapidly is this thing moving, and how dark is it?
faster than you can catch it.
Are you sure about that?
I've got 170 foot movement.
It can move at more than that.
180.
Yeah. It has plot armor, Wilfie,
Okay.
because the DM
Fair
Fair
says
enough. Fair enough.
We said this yesterday. It's like,
We're gonna be the most annoying party for James.
I can fly by attack. I can literally just punch things and then leave, and nothing can do anything about it. And I can
So-
teleport.
So the right-hand side of this thing has melted into dust. The rest of it is just dead. It is still there, but it's on the very edge of your camp. You watch as the rabbit that piqued your interest before, Nikki, hops back out again.
What is
Goes
this?
to-
Is this some sort of racist stereotype? What are you looking at me for? Go look at one of the other races.
It raises an eyebrow at you.
Shoot
It
the
shrugs. It
I'm gonna-
shrugs.
I'm gonna
breaks
shadow
off.
step down and literally teleport next to the rabbit in a shadow.
It leaps back a foot.
Rabbit's terrified. Look at it.
Shot the rabbit for breakfast.
Two arrows land either side of the rabbit.
I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like it's a little mini me, but at the same time, it looks also scrumptious. Is it cannibalism if I eat the rabbit?
Probably not.
Why
I don't
scare
think that counts.
Cannibalism if I share breakfast.
It rips a little bit off of the shark and hops off into the woods.
See, that's the rabbit over my head. I move over to the shark. I start cutting off its leg.
So it's a shark head instead of an arm.
No, but what's the lower waist situation going here? I want the
It's-
foot.
It's a bear.
Right.
It's a barefoot.
It's a giant.
So is it a
bear.
barefoot?
Yes.
I take my dagger. I
No,
start
it's
cutting
like
from
man-
barefoot.
It's
Is it
not
sort of
bear.
like man bear pig?
No, it's not bear. It's got a boot.
I take off the boot. I start cutting through the ankle
With what?
with a knife.
Is it
Okay, it's a very hefty leg.
I assist.
considered
Roll a strength check then.
Is this
Roll-
considered?
roll
Not
a-
in athletics.
Is,
Fine, roll athletics.
is this
Yeah.
considered humanoid?
I'm
It
gonna
is
assume the
considered
giant
undead.
shark
Just-
bear is not annoyed.
It
More
was
likely to be a monstrosity.
it was undead. It is now dead.
What was it when it's alive?
After about 20 minutes of cutting through with a small knife.
No, a large knife. We're adventurers. God.
Also, you've got advantage.
Okay.
I've assisted you.
Okay, a Bowie knife.
enough.
Dagger.
You cut through. It takes about 10 minutes.
Fair enough.
10
I
minutes?
don't think we're under any rush.
Yeah, 10 minutes to cut through this
Apparently, the
thing's
thing
leg.
moves faster than light.
I didn't need your help. I was
My
doing
help-
fine.
My help was exactly as useful as.
So as you cut through dark black ichorish blood pours from the wound. But you do have a bare foot. Yeah.
I look at the bare foot.
A paw.
Aye. It's tradition of my people! I chuck it in the lake.
You do so. It floats there for a second and then sinks below the surface.
Strange.
Well, that's fine.
I just stand there with one hand held to my chest as it sinks.
You glance around and see the rabbit also doing this. Before it dashes
There it
away
is!
into the
Get
wind.
it! It's back!
Yeah, I can be annoying too.
I teleport next to the rabbit again.
It bounces
Shoot the
away.
rabbit again.
Yeah, it bounces away. It's gone now forever. You've frightened this thing off.
Yep.
But you've successfully beaten this thing. You're a little... Like, you've heard of these things, but it's rare. They're rare. They're rare creatures. You've mostly heard of them as being scary stories, scary nightmare stories for children, more often than not.
Yeah, see why I'm plucker. What did it bite me with? Did it bite me with its bare head or its shark head?
I think it bit you with its bare head.
Okay. I pull a bare tooth out of like part of my shoulder. It's like, yeah, it lives up to the hype.
Oh yeah, aye. That's definitely a bear shack now. Yeah.
Why is it here?
I don't know. I saw something flash over. There's something moving around us, following us probably. Hey, yo, bird brains, you guys see anything? See anything running away?
The thing with the hooves, you mean?
I think there's the hooves or something. I don't know. I didn't catch a good look at it.
Neither did
It
I.
was running that way, pointing in the direction of it.
Isn't this where we're already traveling? Do you think it might have anything to do with those dreams we've been having?
Probably. Either that or maybe
Quite
someone else is having the
possibly,
dreams.
yes.
I was the one that stepped to us. I'll take it down, and next time I see it, I'm gonna shut it.
Well, next time something like that happens, please wait until we all get up before running away.
No, that's fair. I'm sorry about that. How dare anything hurt? Are you okay? Do you need some
Yes.
healing?
You have had this conversation multiple times
Yeah.
with Nikki over the long few years of your adventuring together. But they're a very hit and run DPS kind of person.
Alba's fine with it.
But
Alba's
yeah,
Ow.
Alba gets on with them quite well, I imagine.
yeah.
You say that I have a shield I can equip if I need to tank. I just didn't know what the composition of the party was yet.
Ow. Injuries.
I need healing.
I need.
I
I'm
think
not
a
gonna
few
do
of us
that.
took a bit of damage.
Yeah, I'd just put a few bite marks. It kind of.
As Brian pulls out a shark tooth from his leather armor.
Yeah.
Fired. Eldritch Blast. Back at me.
It did. If
Strange.
there's nothing else you want to investigate about this creature, you are free to. The night seems. The winds are still there, almost blowing like whispers of winds through the trees. You don't hear any of the hoof beats on the ground anymore. The path is it's a single sort of dirt track leading through the area of the trees to one side and the fields to the other. And as I mentioned before, there's very little. You've not met anyone going in either direction over the past day and a half. You are aware that there is a small sort of, almost like a village or a township, maybe, about a day away, that you could probably get to and maybe spend the night in tomorrow night, and you'd probably be a little bit more secure. That is in the vague direction of where you're heading. Slightly off track, but you could head there tomorrow.
Is that the direction that the thing seemed to run off into, or?
Are you proficient in map tools?
Navigator's
Cartography.
tools. Navigator's
Cartography or
No.
navigator?
I
Then
do
just-
have proficiency in survival.
I picked Weaver's tools.
That's
I don't
more
know why, but I just
tracking.
did.
I took
Hmm.
instruments.
Just a wisdom check then.
Just a wisdom check.
Yeah, to sort of remember the lay of the land.
Are they a ranger? What's your terrain?
Grassland.
What kind of terrain we in?
It headed into grassland. Roll with advantage.
Oh,
Hey.
advantage. Okay, let's roll that again.
Someone actually using the default ranger? What? What is?
Not much better.
City Ranger.
You are
It's night, you're
positive.
tired.
You are positive it ran into grassland.
It seemed to have run into the high
That way.
grass wherever it went.
Yeah.
I've been told you're not supposed to run into that.
No,
Hmm.
brambles and things. Nasty business.
Uh.
I've got a question, by the way.
Mhm.
I'm reading my item that I've picked up. Apparently, I can see into the ethereal plane. Does that mean I can see ghosts? Do I see a ghost
Yes.
of a shark bear standing next to me?
No, it was
Okay.
undead. Can you imagine if you did though? Just
Anytime you
just
kill something, it's just
trying.
like a ghost standing there, just go. Dude.
Stop it.
just
Bam!
trying to chomp at you, doing nothing.
I can punch it still. I can still hurt the ghost. So I've got magic fists.
Hey, my spider has magical bites.
Is there anything you wish to do before bedding down for the night?
Again?
I'm good.
Bed down in a tree.
Yeah.
What?
No,
Brian-
Teal, come over here. You gotta be within 30 feet of me.
Yeah, we put the 30 feet around the tree.
Well,
Oh, right. Go
in a
nap
tree,
at the
30
bottom of the
feet
tree.
within you.
What? Get down faster?
No, we talked about this. We gotta sleep. We gotta actually slumber. You know, we need our brain cells in order to work. Okay, I gotta wait up this coffee before I have any more of it.
Exactly.
That's
I
fine.
didn't catch that.
We're
I actually
birds,
vaguely
then.
understood it because it's reminding me of just how I talk at the end of streams.
We are birdkin. We are adept at sleeping in trees.
Town?
The
How far is
rest
it?
of the night,
How far is the town?
it's about a day's travel away.
All
You
right.
can get there by nightfall tomorrow.
You have dimension door
Yes.
or something. Yeah, man.
Okay,
I
you
think it might
can
be a little
you can
bit
get
further
there
than
500
500.
feet.
Yeah, I was
earlier.
just asking for that purpose.
Probably like a mile or two, I imagine.
Yeah, when you get to the 500 feet away from it, you best believe you can get there first. Probably. You've seen your bird friends fly pretty quickly, though.
I mean,
Assuming
Nikki can run, but using my double dash, I'm 90 foot.
My normal dash, I can move 110,
No.
and then I can teleport 60 feet.
Yeah, I've only got 30. I didn't do anything in movement.
cool.
I put it all into being
Assuming-
alert.
But
Assuming you don't wish to do anything
Heron
else.
gun-
No, we can skip to the morning, James.
Yeah, cool.
do
You wake
Heron
up.
gun
Heron-
have-
You wake up having gotten a long rest.
Ooh, I get my a
I
long
get my
rest
health
today.
back.
I actually get my health back.
I get my
Yes.
health back.
That's why I didn't bother healing anyone, because we're probably going to complete a long rest.
You wake up having completed your long rest, and with the light of the day, much of the shark and bear has almost disintegrated in the sunlight as the sun has crested over the fields. You do notice that, and it's been the case for the past couple of days, that no matter where the light hits the woods, no matter where the light touches Simba, it doesn't
Kills
seem
it.
to penetrate the darkness of the woods beyond a couple of feet in. It's like there's a perpetual sort of darkness lingering around those dark, shadowy lands.
Hey, Simple, what's that
There's
over there?
great darkness here.
Yeah, what's that
We
dark
should go
area?
around. Just avoid these dark woods.
Yeah. Making your way down the path, nothing untoward. Yeah, nothing untoward seems to happen for the first 6 or so hours of the day. But once more, your minds sort of begin to unbidden flit back to those dreams that you had this very night, in fact. Except now there are dark, shadowy creatures running through long grass towards you. Everyone roll me an intelligence saving throw, please.
Oh, great, I'm great at those.
There you go. Interesting.
Apparently, I'm not bad at those.
Hey,
Hey!
I'm, I'm
Okay.
definitely not good at
You
those.
were not kidding when you said you did not have the intelligence for War Wizard.
Yep. A -1, but that's a nat 20, baby, for a 19.
But I'll be flying above us as like Overwatch. It's like a spy camera.
Okay, roll me a Constitution save.
Me?
Yeah, if you're
Oh.
flying all day.
Okay. 11.
11. Yeah, you're a bit tired. You know, you've flown before. You've not migrated in many years, but you know, it's on the old wing joints. It's tiring after a while. You know.
Apparently,
I'm an owl, I
we're
glide
veteran
motion.
adventurers. You know, we're getting there in our age. Apparently,
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're getting
you're
getting
not
up
at, like
there.
the fit of your prime or anything. You know, being
Yeah.
that you're a level 8 adventurer.
I'm a
No,
level
no.
8 monk with athletic. I'm not at all.
What is this ridiculous notion that you could fly all day?
Yeah, I'm a
So-
ranger, like pursuit hunter.
We're level 1s
proficient
here
in-
who've slept on the couch all day.
proficient in athletics and acrobatics.
Same.
So I've lost my page.
Even
you
though I don't have
continue-
a great strength score.
You continue on your way. Everyone seems fine, except Briar. The nightmares are really getting to you, in fact, and you take a level of exhaustion. As the rest of you fully aware that Briar looks rough. In addition to being, having their wing almost ripped off by a shark, after they just woke up from a bad night's sleep, it went from bad night's sleep to even worse night's sleep for them. And
as we get into the day and
Nightmares.
we're actually traveling, of course I'm going to use my spell slot to put Gift on Alacrity to myself in the morning as we get going.
so I thought you could cast that once per day for free.
No.
You took it as Eldritch Knight, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
What kind of terrain are we walking through?
Grassland, actually.
So if we're going through grassland, our travel speed is doubled because of natural explorer.
Oh, nice. Might be able to get there before night.
You are, in fact. And it is after the 6 hours, rather than 9 hours, you make it to the town.
I need to point
And-
out one thing first. The one time Neil isn't here is the one time that travel actually comes up.
That is because Neil chose a ranger that his terrain, it didn't matter. You were in
No,
a city.
Not
You
just
didn't
that.
take
It
urban.
happened with
Yeah.
what's his name as well. The Millig. Because
Mhm.
Millig
Yeah.
had elks, we shortened travel speed as
Yeah.
travel distance
Yeah.
as well.
But you get
Yeah,
there.
that's the elk. It's not
Oh, for Monster of the Week. Yeah, again, that didn't have a lot of travel. It's Monster of the Week.
Yeah, it's while traveling for narrow, more chosen terrain, difficult terrain doesn't slow groups travel. Your group can't become lost except by magical means, and remain alert to danger even when you're engaged in other activity.
Nice.
Cool.
Move stealthily at a normal pace while alone. You find twice as much food while foraging. While tracking creatures, you learn the exact number of sizes and how long ago they passed through the area.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So as you head through, actually, before you get to the town, you do see very, very weird looking footprints, hoof prints to be exact, and they are almost like they are seared into the ground itself, almost like a brand, but they are fading quickly. The only reason you've spotted them is because you're able to. It's almost like footsteps on a beach, or in the sand. It's like they're fading, or rather, the
Jesus
further
is
on
walking
you
with
get,
us?
yeah, it's like the further on you get, the fresher they become, and it's almost like these hoofprints are continuing on a beeline to the village, and sort of circle it. So as you get to the village, they are beginning to fade, and head off even further in the direction down the path. And as you explore just slightly beyond the village, the rest of your companions sort of heading in. The sun hasn't yet set. There's still a couple of hours before the shops close. Hint, hint. Before people bed down for the evening, you sort of take 20 minutes or so and just fly forward, and you can see where the hoofprints veer off into the woods themselves. And then you fly back. That's curious. Because if those are the hoofprints of the creature that your companions saw, something strange is afoot here. But you fly back. The rest of you, once you sort of reconvene, it's been a wearisome day of travel, in fact, and there is an inn in this small village. It's a pretty cool place. It's a bit depressing. It's like Rohan when Aragorn and the rest arrive in this. It's not very cheerful. Everyone that you see, there's one guy who's sweeping his front porch who just looks up at you and just goes.
Imagine the person at the start of all the Lord of the Rings movies, that Hobbit.
Yeah.
That one guy. Hobbit. That guy. That one. Everyone knows who it is. That one.
Yeah. Looks up at you, and a human man, clearly about 80 or so, just sort of looks up at you, squints, shakes his head. You hear him, those of you with high passive, mutter something about adventurers. And he goes about his business. The rest of the town...
You see the party holding back Nick. He was about to go stab him in the back.
I just pick you up and pick you up and fly you away for a bit.
Yes,
my good sir, adventurers like us are why this village still stands.
You can stab him later.
Most of the rest of the town, actually, you see green-skinned orcs, clearly militiamen that sort of patrol every so often. There is it's a very wooden structure. It's quite blocky, you know. Like it's almost like it's been flat packed, and it's like it could be taken apart and quickly remade. A bit like Mormon sort of structures.
It's an IKEA city.
It's an IKEA village. Yeah.
Can I do something before we move off?
Sure.
Can my familiar land on the back of him and stay with him?
What, the old man?
The guy!
The old man?
We're going to now torment this old guy. That's the one shot.
How big of a giant spider? How big of a flying spider?
No, it's just a normal spider. It's a familiar. I can
like a house spider.
I can only...
What kind of spider? Are we talking house spider or tarantula?
Roll stealth for me for the spider, please.
Okay.
And for a tiny animal.
Okay. Just so you're aware, passive perception of a commoner is 10. So if you roll below 10, he's gonna see it and try and
freak out. Freak out.
Because it's a flying spider.
Get a 1, please. I want to see this fight
You're a
scene.
dick. You're a dick.
It's not even popped up yet.
No, it goes to GM.
Only rolls to GM.
Only I and Bob can see it.
Oh, what
it's
is
a 1.
Is it
it's a 1 for a 5.
So you've done that too often, Wolfie. You abused your powers too often. So I
can't believe you've done this, Wolfie.
All of you watch as the spider, almost butterfly size, flaps down, looking creepy as fuck, lands on this guy's shoulder, who just goes, "Ah!"
Oh no, spider.
Oh, thank God. Oh, I hate that thing.
And Bob, you feel your connection. It's a spider. He's gonna swat it. You feel your connection with your familiar.
But I can use my reaction to give it freaking. I can give it.
Yep.
Life again?
No, I got.
Please
explain it.
I can make it resistant to the damage.
Okay, I will roll for it. Okay,
does it have?
It definitely hits with a 15 plus a D4. I'll roll a D4 for his attack. It's a 3 points of damage.
Oh, goes on.
3 points of damage.
It's resistant.
So
he takes 1 point of damage.
He's alive.
He's alive.
Bam!
Okay. he slaps it, and then you watch as tiny little spider, but like almost like Popeye, just goes on his hand, and he brushes it off and flees in terror into his house. 2 orc militiamen sort of stop on their patrol and look over at you, and they nod. One of them raises an eyebrow. They move
My
on their
hand
way.
goes to my dagger.
I shrug as I'm holding this rabbit struggling in the air.
One of them comes over
He
towards
had
you
a
then.
spider on him.
A spider.
Yes,
Lots of
I
weird
am.
things happening around here.
I
You
am
wouldn't-
Alkin. I can see things at a distance. There was a spider on him.
Good. You adventurers?
Yes.
Yeah, what's the team?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, the
The
man,
mayor.
huh?
I put Nikki down now that the old man's gone from the scene.
Yeah, the old man is gone. We've not had many adventurers come through these parts recently. It's
Wow.
a lot of the townsfolk say that there's a curse on this place.
Oh, I do tell. What do you mean there's a curse? Huh? Well, tell us all about it. Huh? What's the curse?
It's not my place to say, but
No, go on, tell us. Come on. What's the curse? Come on. What, you gonna keep something to us? We're adventurers. Listen, we can deal with the problem. Come on, what's the curse? What, you think we're gonna have nightmares or something? Go to sleep. We can deal with it. Come on, just tell us about the curse.
Slow down.
Do a linguistics check to see if the militiaman understands what the fuck he just said.
he rolls a 2. And he turns from Nicky to
Barden, you take care of this.
to Briar. What?
He was asking about the curse, dear sir.
Well,
No,
I'm not one for superstition. But, you know, when everyone's having the same nightmares, shadowy creatures stealing into your sleep and stealing your dreams.
Little girl speaking to you at all?
Oh, yeah, this could be the town we're looking for. That's a good question there, Brian.
Yeah, how did you know?
We seem to be having the same nightmares.
Yeah, it would be similar.
Oh, yeah, no. I guess, we're just all like, right? We want to make
Oh,
them at ease, right?
would you shut them up?
What?
Maybe
I'm
get-
mumbling. I'm saying
Unfortunately, we've not found a way so far.
He puts 4 copper in your hand. Go get a drink. Maybe that'll slow you
No,
down.
don't
No,
get a
I-
coffee.
Oh,
I'll go bad, I'll go bad, I'll go bad.
His feet.
Yep.
You
Thanks.
see there is an inn nearby,
Corrupt.
and you do smell what is quite obviously an old sort of style artificery cappuccino machine. It's one of those pubs that also has a coffee maker, and you immediately bound for the door.
I know, I'm sorry. I don't
All
drink
you'll
caffeine.
see from Brian
Bad for
is
you.
the eyes just widen and his head just swivels in the direction of
Oh my! The same thing happened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
have
Brag's one
360
drinks coffee. I don't touch the stuff. Caffeine's bad for you, man.
Hey, Hammy.
Fine. Just rest of you keep this one out of the way of the old crone who lives on the hill.
We've tried many times to control him, but unfortunately we have failed.
Hey, watch your tongue there. Just because you're my ally doesn't mean I won't grab you in the back. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I could never be angry at you. I love you, pal. We've done through so many adventures together.
I start.
Did you just call me a
Cartman,
parrot?
I
You
start.
sound like Cartman.
I like to
How
start
does he
walking-
not give you a migraine? I'm already feeling myself getting very pissed off.
I start
Meditation.
walking.
We're used to it.
Meditation.
Can I start walking to the bar?
Is that kind of food?
And I go.
Yes.
I swivel around and go bathroom. And I'm gonna head to
Okay.
the bathroom.
Yeah. So in short order, the orc guards explain most of the town are having similar, not the same nightmares. Always there is a voice, that of a little girl, who occasionally it's just whispers, occasionally it's just screams, sometimes it's just crying, and it really is affecting the morality of this small town. The guards are all their families and themselves. They themselves look exhausted. Like these are just common guards folk, not like adventurers like yourselves. The commoners themselves are all dour. And
I've just remembered what that what it reminds me of is. Did you ever play the first Max Payne game?
I didn't.
There's a part of it in there where you're just surrounded in total black, just following like a blood trail, and you just hear a baby crying.
Cool. I
I
didn't
didn't
at
even
all
play.
rip that off. But they explain that if you want more information, the mayor is in the tavern, and they might have more information. They seem to also be the town preacher and the town barman, and also pretty much the town therapist.
They're the person who gets like every single job because they just do everything and no
Yeah.
one else wants them, right?
Just
Yeah,
the only
that
one
guy.
who's bumped
Yeah.
them.
So basically, they're the town elder.
Essentially, yeah. He wears a lot of hats. You know the
I mean,
old
I've
old
known
saying,
someone
he
that
wears
wore a lot of hats before. They weren't the brightest of fellows.
I start talking deliberately slow at him as if he's an idiot.
Okay, but how many hats does he actually wear? Like, are we talking about a lot of hats? Or are we talking metaphorically?
And just it comes out as a normal pace.
He's basically saying, can you see where the hats are? Or are they invisible?
He wears a lot of hats.
No,
So
but like
literally-
actual hats.
I have a question
Yeah.
for the GM, by the
Metaphorical
way.
hats.
Yeah, he wears a lot of hats.
Now
That
I'm just
guy-
thinking of that guy
Lit-
from.
Literally, he
Um,
changes his hat.
Okay, there we go.
I
Thank
knew
you.
it.
Oh,
I
the
knew it.
character! I know the character you mean.
Yeah, from Airbender.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that guy.
I have a
Anyway.
question. This is for the GM, by the way.
Yeah, sure. What is it?
There's a very punny monster which I keep thinking of. Can I roll to see if I would think that this monster even exists in this world? We've seen hoof prints and we're getting bad dreams. I don't want to say 'cause it sounds like metagaming, but I want to know if I can roll something.
Roll an Arcana check.
Thank you.
The rest of you, I'm presuming. So
Yeah, thank God I
Bob.
don't know what it is. Good. I'm good. I'm fine. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm
with an
something
8,
like-
you've heard of nightmares taking physical shape before. Sometimes they're as the leonin, sometimes they're as dogs, large spectral dogs, sometimes as horses, sometimes as just shapeless boogeymen, essentially.
I was thinking a
With the
literal
hoof prints,
nightmare.
yeah, with the hoof prints, you think perhaps a literal horse. Yeah, maybe this one is a horse.
Yeah, Briar is playing Occam's Razor. He heard hoofbeats, so he's thinking horse.
Yeah, probably a horse. The rest of you, aside from, I really shouldn't have rubbed out those character names, should I? You follow Bob's character
No, I
into
went-
the inn.
I went ahead for a reason.
Okay,
I've gone
yeah.
into the bathroom
yeah, it's in the tavern.
Somebody
and
As you walked
I,
into the, on you go.
once in the bathroom, I'm going to change. I am.
Oh, I know what you're doing.
I use disguise self, and I'm totally a different person now. I come out as a black, shadowy looking Kenku that no one no one will recognize.
But you
Will the party recognize?
Nope.
so
I just have to check
even-
my robe of
even-
eyes, by the way. Give me a second.
I picked
even in all your years of traveling together, you've never
Background-
taken this form before.
background is faceless. I am two different people and personalities,
Okay,
and
cool.
I am just going to go out past the party.
The
Okay.
one thing, by the way, that the robe of eyes doesn't see through is illusions. So I actually can't tell you.
So you, having headed into the bar, you did notice that there were a few people in here. Aside from what looks to be an ogre or a troll, with white sort of shirt sleeves rolled right up, a curly mustache, weirdly sort of potatoey skin and sort of shaped head. He's wearing an old sort of style bowler hat. He's the barman, essentially, that classic sort of Victorian, but a troll.
I know exactly the picture you're taking that image
Mhm.
from. I've seen
Yeah.
that picture.
There are a half dozen also, again, green-skinned orc and half-orc guards in here. There are curled up near a fireplace on the far side of the wall. There's a really hangdog expression, sort of old spaniel that's just sort of lying there and glances up briefly as you walk in and just sort of goes back to its sleep. It looks incredibly... It's getting on in years. It's a very greying sort of dog. No longer as spry as it once was. But it looks cute. And I'm putting that in there for all the doggo fans out there. But you very quickly move to the bathroom. Again, just your bog standard bog, really. And because this is the first time a bathroom has ever been used in D&D. And you come out quickly and you walk past your party as your party enter. We'll, I guess, pick up with you afterwards.
Yeah,
as Bob goes on a solo adventure again.
I'm doing something.
But yeah.
I'm doing something you don't really want to know what I'm gonna do.
You're gonna go and murder the old man, aren't you?
You're gonna go be evil.
Again.
Maybe.
Bob.
Why
Why do you play D&D to be the villain?
The rest of you, someone's got to be the villain, and it
To
can't
get
always
back
be
at me.
Wilsey.
To get back at me.
The rest of you walk into the bar and you see, as I've described, a half dozen commoners, a couple of guards, the very sleepy-looking guard, and the ogre troll-ish, very weird leathery sort of skin. If it's a humanoid, you've clearly mutated in some way. Most of them look tired. The barman is trying to be chipper because you know him to be the mayor and the town elder. But as you enter, he puts his rag over his shoulder, rolls up his sleeves, even though they're all rolled all the way up, so much so they're cutting off circulation. You're barely positive. And he looks at you and says, "Hello!
Hello there.
You're some new faces. Owl people. And a rabbit and... a lion. A leonin. Interesting. What business brings you here to our small town?"
Firstly, a drink.
Excellent. Pours out...
We'll have a pina colada and a shot of lemon juice.
I'll just take whatever you've got.
We only have tea, I'm afraid. And brandy.
Tea sounds perfect.
He brings out some tea. Clearly a very wholesome barman.
Okay.
And just lines up. He rolls up his sleeves again and sets about on the coffee maker, cappuccino, espresso machine, whatever it is. Makes quickly some very hot steaming cups of tea. You pay him a sundry amount. Well, now you have your drink. I must say, we don't get many strangers in town nowadays.
Not many beast folk by the looks of it now.
Well, while those guys are talking, can I have a kind of a sweep around the actual bar? And I want to try and get the rough kind of character nature of the bar. I'm looking out for anybody who might be hostile towards the party.
I do the same thing, and my robe of eyes means that I literally see in 360 degrees at all times.
Roll what would this be? Insight check, I think it would be, Chris.
Yeah, because I'm not looking for anyone hiding or anything. I'm just trying to get a rough nature. Is anybody, reaching for weapons or anything? Or does anybody look like they're eyeing us with a bit more aggression than should be normal?
I'm looking out for weapons.
19 insight.
Trying to some things, if that works.
Looking for weapons, that would be a perception check.
Yeah, I think I get advantage
for massive
on
amount.
these.
Yeah, I'm just looking for if anybody's being hostile or anything.
Yeah, I do.
With,
I have advantage
with,
on them.
with a 19 insight, no one seems outwardly hostile. The guards and all the commoners definitely look disheveled, and tired, the commoners especially. The dog is eyeing you with not suspicion, but it's with the 19 insight and the 23 perception, you both see it's not as asleep as it's clearly trying to appear to be. Its ears twitching, and occasionally you see it's just like...
I stick by title and just kind of whisper observations to them. See if they've noticed anything with their amazing perception. I know they have.
And you have spotted the same thing about the dog. No one's hostile. No one's drawn any weapons as you've entered. You're clearly outnumbered, but these guys look, in a word, a couple of levels exhausted.
Levels exhausted. It's a bunch of commoners. We could probably take a lot of them and be fine. Well, else fail.
Sounds like a plan. We pull out our weapons.
I already have. I'm already completely armed.
Where do the commoners?
So,
But,
sipping on his tea, Briar says, "So we hear from your militia that you're also having nightmares as well."
Yes. Yes. Everyone in town is, I'm sad to say. And I can only do so much. I have many hats, but I'm not an adventurer. I don't.
Yes, we heard about your hats.
Oh, you know about my hat. That's good. That's good.
Only in passing, but
I have many hats, you know.
apparently so. But yes,
couple-
it doesn't seem centered on this township.
No, we've gotten reports of from travelers as well coming through. Other beast folk like yourselves, other humans. There was a few monkey people who settled. Well, they settled in we built them a house, of course, but they came in from the woods and
now
they were
these
driven
monkey
out.
people, do they have tails or not?
Yes, of course. Of course they
Okay.
have.
Doesn't it seem slightly racist to refer to them as monkey people? I'm sure they have actual names.
I mean, they may
Well, wait.
have been apes. That's why I asked about the tails.
Well, there's a few monkeys, a few apes, gorilla kin. One of them, a very portly gentleman. He was an orangutan looking guy. And I'm becoming more and more Welsh. I'm becoming more and more Welsh as I go on.
Is it the orangutan? But did the orangutan person like to imitate people? He wants to be like you, I assume.
Yeah, yes, he does actually. He's often bursting into song, but recently of late, it's a more morose song. He's Lewis or something.
Yes, I've heard tell of some far distant king called Louis.
I don't
Maybe
know
some
if he's a king. I don't know if he's a king. But they all came from the jungle.
You're going more Welsh now.
Very well.
Damn you, Rudyard Kipling. Burn in hell. Yes, they all came from the jungle. We set them up with a lovely house. They reported that a few of their people had been attacked while out patrolling, and it got to a point where, yes, they had to move because they were being attacked on a regular basis.
Any reports of any horses or anything like that?
Lots of animals, in fact. The nightmares that they were having were similar to ours, but it was more like shadowy shapes rather than any sort of animals. Like one of them mentioned a man horribly scarred with a shield.
I mean, we did see a man
gauntlet.
like that as we came into the village, but
No, a shield and a gauntlet that had knives sticking out of them, and he slashed them as they slept, and terrible mask-wearing people wielding swords and chasing them into the night. And
Ruger.
Yeah, when they woke, did they have any lasting injuries, or?
Few of them did. A few of them died, I'm afraid. There was nothing I could have done.
The injuries look similar to... Actually, I suppose you wouldn't know. To anything that the person they said in their dreams was previously?
Yes, they did, in fact. It's like the dreams, the nightmares that they were having manifested in physical shape on their bodies. It was terrifying, to be honest. And if that is where we're headed, I dread to think where it will end, to be honest.
And how long ago did this all start, do you reckon?
Few weeks, I would say. It's been steadily getting worse, growing out of the darkness in the forest, yes.
It does start about a couple weeks back as well, does it?
Strangely enough, it did, yeah.
That seems to coincide with our nightmares. On our travels.
You're having nightmares?
Yes, we started having them a few weeks ago, similar to yourself.
Did any of them have a little girl talking to them in their heads?
A few of the guards. None of the apes have spoken about it, save the orangutan leader, and he has said that there has been occasionally sobbing that he's been hearing, and whispers of, "I wish you could help me." But aside from that, I've heard. To be honest, I try not to think about it.
Sobbing, crying, begging for help, those sorts of things.
Mostly crying, yeah.
The occasional screaming. As 1,000 yards there, just.
There is one thing that seems to set me apart from the regular townsfolk is you're here to help, aren't you? You're not going to just leave us.
Of course we're here.
Like I say, we've been having these dreams as well. We would like to find the source and put it to an end.
Occasionally, when I really can't sleep, I try and strain my mind, and I'm sure I can hear shouts of evil creatures muttering curses, and then like the barking of some hellish creature or creatures, echoing in my mind. And well, it's not pleasant, let me tell you that. And he pours a thick amber liquid into his tea, stirs it a little, and drinks it down. And
have you had any reports of these shadowy creatures around the village?
Never in broad daylight.
In broad daylight.
Old Smith, who lives at the edge of town.
Old Smith, rather than just Old Smith.
Old Smith. Old Smith is his father. Smith is his son, and young Smith is his son. You know, they're smithies by trade.
I would never.
He doesn't have to be.
They're
bakers. Have to be like a 15-foot pig first with multiple heads, does he?
No, no, that's not them. They're just
Old Smith, Smith, and Smith the Younger. They're all bakers.
I was expecting a laugh out of you, Bob. Damn it.
They reckon they've heard footprints, hoof prints, galloping of like a whole host of creatures past their place. But young Smith especially is one for the tall tales. So
pirate now.
with this situation going on, I wouldn't really doubt him.
No tail is that tall in this current circumstance, I think. So might be worth a check.
It might be. Well, you can go talk to him. You can. There's a whole host of people. You can. Betsy, she's the town baker. Actually, funny you should mention bakers. Betty, she makes wonderful pies, and I'm a little sweet on her, to be honest.
I was going to say you did seem a bit keen.
A bit keen. Well, fine then. Life is short. Nothing wrong with being exactly. There's nothing wrong with being keen. Life is short.
I didn't say there was anything wrong with being keen, good sir.
Yeah.
It was just you just seemed to brighten up at the mere mention of her.
Well, she's been helping, of course, and she's her cakes. She actually runs the town pharmacy as well. One of the few things I can't do is heal people.
Also wears multiple hats, it seems. I see where you get them.
Well, she only has the two hats. That's why she's called Betty Two Hats. Yes.
He's a pirate.
But yes, so you can essentially go speak to the smithies, or Betty, the baker, or just knock on doors if you want, or you could even venture into the woods. But we'll, as you decide where to go, we'll flash sideways to Bob,
Murdering an old man, right?
Sideways Bob.
Yeah, as you all notice, your companion has been in the bathroom for a heckin' long time.
It's fine. We had
that's unusual.
rabbit. We had rabbit curry the other day. It's
It was kind of
It's
disturbing,
okay.
really. I didn't know if I liked it or not.
Bob,
Yes.
when you shifted into your shadowy raven form, not caring that the town is in the grip of a horrifying shadow creature
Well, I just
infestation,
look like a darker raven. I look like
you
a
look like
proper,
so you look like an omen of death in this small town. You're having nightmares about dying.
yeah,
Okay,
it's like,
understandably.
I've
that's fair.
shadowy creature's been spotted around. Now that you mention it, actually, I just
What
saw
is
this
this, man?
raven walk out.
Kinku. This walks out.
Yeah. So
No.
you've walked past your party into the street. You are getting a lot of stares from the guards and all the commoners who were on the street. There's one woman who has a child who quickly hurries the child away from you. The child's looking at you, staring with terror and also fascination, but they hurry on to their house. The few commoners that are in the street. And there's a couple of them moving to and fro, buying things from various stalls, and but you do see you're being given a wide berth now.
Clearing the streets for us.
Yeah.
That's how we get the information. We can go door to door knocking because he's put them all into sight.
Yeah.
Where do you go? What do you do?
I am looking for that guy, but I'm noting where the guards are, and I'm going to move off in sort of
Fucking murderer.
more stealthy direction. And
Are you gonna like start staring through his fucking window or something, aren't you? You're gonna be like some weird stalker.
I'm gonna do worse than that.
You're gonna murder him.
So you did get here a few hours before sun was setting.
Mhm.
So the guards are not patrolling terribly heavily. They're mostly sticking to their routes. There's a few standing on. It's mostly one big long wide street. And everything is built around that. But there are a couple of very, very small alleyways leading to houses that are built here and there. Often, the round about 200 feet down the road is like the limit of the width and the length of this town. There's what looks to be a new build, and oddly round sort of building, held together sort of wood iron banding. It looks the newest building of all, but you were heading down the street towards where the old guy was, right?
Yeah, my pet's been following him far enough back that not to really be noticed.
We wonder why the streets are being cleared. There's just a flying spider behind.
It's not flying. He's actually doing the proper spider thing.
Okay.
And crawling.
I'm gonna say then that he's being stealthy enough that he won't be seen then by the guy, as the guy has finished his sweeping, has gone into his house, and the spider's sort of on the windowsill looking in. We're not going to have a scene where the guy looks across and sees the spider doing this. Absolutely not.
Not quite.
He's having what looks to be a meal, a drink, and is just sort of in his house by himself. It's a meager place. Looks to be living alone, really. Sad old man. You do see a picture frame on the wall. A picture on the wall, actually, of what looks to be a young woman in a sort of blue bonnet and blue dress. But aside from that, the decorations are sparse. It looks like he's just an old man who is doing his best to live, really.
He won't be doing that for very long.
And you're trying to be stealthy, right? So you're making your way through alleyways. Okay, so roll me this. Would it be stealth? Because it's still daytime. You're trying to evade guards, really. So roll
Deception?
charisma-based stealth. Are you proficient in stealth?
I am proficient in stealth.
Cool. So a charisma check with your proficiency bonus. So yeah, just a charisma check, and we'll add your at this level is +3, right? Yeah, it's +3.
Yeah, it doesn't go up till 4 till 9.
No, it's a charisma check, dude. Because is your charisma lower than your dex?
Yeah, it's well, my charisma's a +2 and my dex a +2.
It's the same. It's literally
Oh,
the
so
same.
it's the same. Okay,
Yeah.
fine then. So a 12. Ooh, the guards are looking for you, but they
Wonder
only roll.
why he's harassing the populace.
Yeah, but you do see a couple of them tailing you, and as you sort of pretend to buy something at a stall, whatever, it's a couple of copper. It's like an ice cream or something. Actually, what do you buy?
I
Just make something up. Is it a candied spider apple?
Whilst I'm buying something, I'm basically asking for
Apple with legs.
sweets. At that point, I want to switch to the vision through my familiar, so that I'm having to stand still.
So you're standing at this stall, and your
I mean,
eyes go milky white, and you just stand there.
No, I'm looking down at the products and sort of I'm evading the sort of gaze of the coppers and the people just to sort of he's trying to blend sort of like he's buying something but trying to
you're Assassin's Creed blending.
Yeah.
So unbeknownst to you, but to the audience sees a wide angle shot of you in the background and the person you're looking at the stall of just going, so this is actually a trinket from Farlands. And this right here, I made this with my daughter. She's great with the loom. And this right here,
Bob's holding a thing like this.
But you're just staring down,
looking at touching.
like you're buffering. Meanwhile, in the foreground, Meanwhile, in the foreground, we see the camera angle shifts to the spider.
I'm using
looking in a window.
Mimicry to sort of sound like I'm having a conversation with the person and talking using stall chat that I've heard before. It'd just be like, that's lovely.
You're literally you're going through like one of those like options menus for emotes. It's like, yes, hello, indeed, hello.
Roll another charisma check.
Okay.
Fine weather we're having today.
The thing about Arsenal is they always try and walk it in. You see that ludicrous display last night?
13.
What was Wenger thinking?
So I heard that was so a man came up to me one day and said, I'm a TP, I'm a wigwam, I'm a TP, I'm a wigwam. And I said, relax, man, you're too tense.
That's pretty good. I like that. I'm going to use that.
Totally stolen.
Yeah. And I'm stealing it from you.
Charisma.
Yeah. So 13. She buys it.
She's not very bright.
She buys it.
To be fair to her, she's exhausted and half tired.
Yeah, she is. So that would be with disadvantage. Oh, that's a nat 20. Oh, so she does buy it anyway.
So she almost buys it.
Yeah. So with disadvantage. With disadvantage, it's a 4.
She almost buys it until she hears Wenger just, Arsene Wenger just walks it in and things like that.
But yeah, you're looking through your spider, and as I've mentioned, you see this old man.
Yeah, I'm going to basically have the spider go through the keyhole and then up into the rafters.
Okay, it does so. It's fine. Yeah. What happens from there?
It's going to go along to just sort of above him and start whispering things to make him get a bit terrified.
Why?
Because he's a menace.
A menace.
This is.
Your light just turned red.
Okay. He roll an intimidation check, I guess. Okay. I'll roll a wisdom save.
With disadvantage because he's exhausted.
Yeah.
21.
Okay.
Can he pass?
Rolls a 19.
A voice in your dreams.
A 19 and a 2.
He has a heart attack.
He doesn't quite have a heart attack.
Ah.
But
he does soil himself.
Yes, he does. He rolled. He didn't roll a 1, but he rolled below a 5. So is that you, Alterra Jesus?
Jesus.
Have you come for me?
The
What is it?
Reaper.
The triumvirate.
In this
come
world,
for
it'd
me?
be the triad of Asmodeus
Yes.
who punish the wicked.
Have you come for me at last, Asmodeal Triad?
I thought it'd just be Grog now.
Yes. All you hear from the spider is yes.
I always knew this. I always knew this day would come.
Why is Bob suddenly the Grim Reaper?
Oh, this gets better once I actually get there.
He goes. He
Don't
goes
count Bob to push
to.
the plot along, right?
He goes to. The picture on the wall and opens it sideways, and you can see a safe. Which he quickly opens and withdraws from it this black hole in the wall, a massive looking sword, which he turns around and says, "I'll not go to the beyond without a fight, you pale bastard.
Wow, racist.
Okay.
Show yourself."
Can you Eldritch Blast through the spider? That'd be very funny.
Unfortunately,
What do
I
you
can't
do?
Nobody can shocking grasp.
The spider lands his back, teases him.
What do you do?
I'll go back.
The guy is looking into the room. Actually, he's going to roll perception at this point. I'll need you to roll.
We can see the tiny little spider looking down at him.
I'll need you to roll stealth for me. Have advantage on this.
Natural 20. Natural 20. I don't care who. Someone gets a natural 20.
He has disadvantage.
21.
You just need to roll.
Not
Yeah.
bad.
Okay. Well, with his 3, because he's exhausted, he doesn't see the spider moving along the rooftops to above him,
He's
where
expecting the devil.
he's expecting a devilish Grim Reaper character. This has gone so
I mean, a
off the
flying
rails.
spider is pretty up there. But...
But
Means
he's
it's gone
standing
off
in
the
the
rails
room.
of this made-up campaign. Yeah.
Yeah, he's standing in the room waiting. Bob, what do you want to do? How do you want to do this?
Basically,
He's gonna
once
kill
I know the guards aren't actually on me, I'm gonna go to that place.
Okay.
He's gonna knock on the door and he's gonna stab you.
How do you approach the house? I assume stealthily, but
yeah.
do you break in the window? Do you bust down the door? Climb
Do
up
you
the
knock?
walls?
Do you knock 3 times?
Why
no,
not?
no. Can you? It does. Do you know where his bathroom is? Can you just have to
You're-
knock on behind his mirror?
Okay, you're outside the house, and you hear inside. Come on, then, show yourself.
You didn't through the window.
I suppose I'll come in through one of the windows or something, and I'll activate my form of dread.
How do you get in through the window? Do you smash through the window
now
in this small
understand
sleepy town?
why-
Small
At that
sleepy
point,
town.
just go
do you
up,
smash
just-
through the window.
Go balls to the walls. Just
Yeah.
dimension door in for God's
Do
sake.
you misty
Doris!
step in? What do you do?
Oh yeah, I can Misty Step, but Form of Dread is actually a I'm going to activate Form of Dread before I.
You know what? It's fine. We'll say because you could do this in Pathfinder. You will say that smoke like you appear in his fireplace. Smoke billows out from behind him, and he turns around and just you activate your Form of Dread, and he just
So getting.
and the sword drops from his hand. How do you want to do this? How do you want to kill an old man? Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm gonna roll once more for a
Heart attack!
real
Heart
quick.
attack!
Yeah.
Heart attack!
Oh my god.
I've got 9 temporary hit
He
points
does!
as well.
Yes! Yes!
It's an
Drop
Anthony
down.
in that one. You
Yes!
watch as you
power!
materialize. You materialize in the fireplace. This giant black feathery winged creature, and he drops his sword.
The artist dies of a heart attack. Oh,
And just
Rob
collapses.
killed an old man.
He just collapses on the ground.
Unfortunately, the animator then died of a heart attack partway through this scene. So,
And
Wolfie died on his way to his home planet. Pidgey rather died.
yeah,
Artist's note. Yeah. Do you have like a soul reaping thing?
no, I'm just gonna go gather a
That's
vial
That's just a
of
Bob's
blood.
idea.
I'm just gathering a vial of blood as a component part for something.
Also,
Okay,
Nicky's sword, it might be magic.
You do get a vial of blood. You do notice that the picture frame behind you has swung up. There's a safe door behind it, and you do see some gold, a stash of sundry items. Which actually, I do have a random table that from a previous game. So we'll say that you get that.
Can I get an ornate skull?
It's real dark. We might get banned for that, Bob.
No, it's an ornate skull that's worth 300 for one of my spell components.
Fuck it. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, you can.
It was a warlock. Fuck it.
Yeah. In this area, there's what looks to be a lich's skull, but then you look a little closer, you realize it's fake plaster. The jewels are clearly prop jewelry. There's bits of gold patterning on the skull. It's worth 300 gold to a collector, and this guy probably half-inched it off a collector. So
it's not a demi-lich. It's not a demi-lich.
It's not a lich.
Yeah.
It's not just a demi-lich sitting in his safe going, thank you for releasing me, now die.
Unless
you found a tax skull.
Yeah, unless I decide to make it a lich for doing this. But yeah, very quickly you're able to essentially ransack this place. Or actually, no, he died of a heart attack. Yeah, you can easily set him up on his plate to make him look like he just had a heart attack at dinner. You exit. There's no sign of forced entry.
Yeah.
You just leave this place, and the tavern is within 500 feet. So you can easily, having seen the bathroom, dimension door to the tavern.
And
bathroom and walk out.
Change back.
Yeah. So none of you are aware.
And we never will.
Aside from the perception and the insight from earlier, the dog actively turns its head towards you as you. Just before, he actively turns his head towards the bathroom door, just as you teleport. You don't know this.
It's still the ethereal plane.
I'm burning one of
my...
Doesn't that at least let me aware that there's a dimension door just opened up?
No, but
I'm looking into ethereal.
The ethereal plane. So that doesn't detect magic, does it?
I don't know. I think it detects life, doesn't it? Isn't that the ethereal plane?
No, the ethereal plane is just another plane of existence that overlaps.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how it works in this particular world because I've never had an ethereal plane in Alterra before.
Yeah, no, there's...
Which is hilarious because the ethereal plane is essentially the psionic network, and it is kind of like it's the gray version, and it is where ghosts get formed because of the psychic imprint. But anyway.
I'm burning a charge on my Rod of the Pact to gain back the spell slot.
Cool, that's fine. Sure. You do so. And you walk out, and the
subplot.
The potatoey looking landlord looks around and says, "Oh, you were in there a while."
It was the curry, wasn't it? I didn't have it in my head.
Yes.
Why, you really gotta get your bowels seen to, man.
Yes.
It's gotta be the death for you one of these days.
Not go in there for a while. It stinks.
You might want to see a cleric about that.
The subplot aside, the brief foray into murdering an old man aside, and stealing his shit.
And some blood.
And blood.
It'll become relevant later.
You could bed down for the night. There is still about an hour before sunset. You could bed down, you could go chat to people, or you could just head off into the woods where you saw the hoofprints of the horse going earlier. Ben.
I kind of zoned out, but did we ask about the old lady up on the top of the hill there? I had the guy say not to bother the old lady on top of the hill. Did we ask about who she is?
Not yet.
Oh, that's Betty. The guards don't like her.
Oh, that's Betty. Okay.
Who Betty is?
That's who Betty is.
Who's Betty? I wasn't paying attention.
She's the baker.
Oh, the one that he's met with.
Yes.
That makes sense.
I can whisper too.
We know.
I can hear you.
I'm also very aware of this.
Yeah.
But it's shady because normally when everybody asks me, nobody understands what I'm saying, so it's really hard to do. So can you actually understand what I'm saying now?
Why are we whispering?
He has very, very big ears, in fact.
Why are we whispering?
Because it's entertaining.
I thought it is.
So, where would you like to go? What would you like to do?
Well, they say that these dreams seem to get worse at night, right? And the creatures come out at night, right? So maybe we should patrol the town at night. Maybe you think that might reveal something, a little bit more information. There definitely seems to be some sort of source of the dreams. No.
Sounds like a plan.
So
Plan.
is the plan to lie in wait and chase the nightmares away, or to barricade the whole town in the inn, or what sort of thing are you planning? Are you thinking here?
You would just
Probably
see
the
what the
former.
heck they are for the moment.
I don't suppose
Okay.
nightmares can talk, can they? Has anybody heard them talk in their dreams yet?
I mean, we heard the little girl.
Maybe the little
so
girl.
probably-
Shut up.
That'd be very convenient. But we can post up on a roof.
Mm.
Yeah,
We just
you
post
can.
up on a roof and nap and take watches up there, and we keep our eyes out for the weird
It's a
monsters.
Kangaroos.
It's a solid plan.
I just get this
If-
feeling that we're getting close to the source of this issue. I feel like we'll definitely get there in the next 15 minutes.
Yeah, the next hour or so, it'll certainly resolve. So I'll just roll a d6. See
I
who's
generally
watched.
am going to
Okay.
put us up on the roof, by the way,
Uh,
the roof of the inn or somewhere that's on the edge of like
Anywhere that's got like a nice little overhang or like a little flat roof where we can get a good
Yeah.
view of everything. Especially because we've got Tito and Briar there who are able to get that nice mobility.
Yep.
Briar,
Do-
did you have
do-
any thoughts?
As I said, it's all flat,
IKEA
sort
houses.
of boxy looking houses. So they all have flat roofs, flat thatched roofs. And
Tarrytown from Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, it's-
Sure, more like Toy Town. I don't know.
Could speak
Uh,
to them if want.
Yeah, so I believe we should speak to the Smithies, I think you said.
we could do that tomorrow. We could at least keep an eye out because probably people go to bed.
Yeah, so it is getting fairly late in the day. Good
Mhm.
sir, do you happen to have any rooms in this inn?
Oh, I thought we were gonna do it
Yeah.
on the roof. I thought we were going up on the roof. So we can keep
No, I
our
mean for the
watch.
other.
So maybe we
mean,
could
for
get
the
some
other-
extra blankets up there, 'cause it's going to be cold tonight. And
Yeah.
while camping stuff is good, maybe an extra couple of blankets from the inn. If we're helping you with your dream issue, right?
Yeah, he supplies you with any goods that you want, and he has. Let me roll for this because he did have. He has one uncommon healing potion, which he also gifts you, knowing that you're probably going to end up fighting for
I
them.
assume probably flying monk with ridiculous speech. Probably hold on to it.
I'll have the.
Mhm.
I'll take the healing potions I can give
I feel
people.
like that'll be a very anyone's gonna get to us and heal us quicker than light.
Who can
I agree.
teleport 60 feet as long as they're in darkness? As well.
Yo, I'm not getting any sound from you, mate.
Me?
No, TL, I'm not getting any sound from you.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
You muted,
Yeah.
you muted, dude.
no,
No, he's
yeah,
not muted. He's
damn.
literally.
Your mic might be muted. The actual microphone itself.
oh dear.
Well,
Well, while
That's
you
right.
resolve that, the rest of you post up. Sorry, then. The rest of you post up on the roof. Can I get an order, having rolled for which time the attack might happen? What's the order of watch?
I
The
should
owls
probably-
probably go like during the middle of the night.
Yeah, we've got the really good dark vision, so we can go like towards the
Hmm.
middle.
and
Okay.
Hairguns don't have dark vision, so probably be either at the beginning or the end where there's the most light.
I'd say the
Mhm.
beginning because we've got a bit of time before nightfall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And
There's less than an hour left.
with my energetic nature, it takes me longer to get to sleep. So having that first watch really helps tire me out and calm me down a bit.
I also found something out about my
Did see you
cloak,
go
by the way.
green then, so
Apparently,
there
my
you go.
eyes are always open even when asleep.
Yeah.
I can't turn it off.
So hopefully there's no flashbangs.
Yeah, if I get flashbanged, I am in pain.
Yes, yes, you are.
So yeah,
Uh,
it sounds like me.
If it's just a basilisk, I'm dead. I'm Jerry dead from a basilisk, flat out.
Out of Barden and Simba, who has dark vision?
I don't think
Simba.
Lenin. What do they? I didn't think they did.
I don't think.
Oh,
So,
I've got-
Leonins have dark vision. Don't think Kenkus do.
No, we don't.
I don't know.
All right, so probably Nikki, Simba, Briar, then Tito in whatever order, and then Barden to finish up, as the sun will be coming back up.
Okay, so as the sun sets and the rest of you bed down for the night, and Nikki is on watch first.
Don't mind.
Yeah, better on. Come on. Go.
Almost
Shoot yourself.
immediately.
Let's go. Let's go.
Almost, yeah. I rolled a 1.
Just immediate combat.
Almost immediately. Well, not immediately. It's about halfway through your shift, and you hear the scraping of like a deep guttural roar echoing from the woods, which are pretty much directly opposite the town. Which it's like along the road, and then you go into the town, and then it's all just a road. It's built on the side of a road. Directly opposite is the dark forest. You hear a deep guttural from the woods, and then two more, exactly, almost pretty much identical, as if answering this roar. And you hear yet more hoofprints charging from the wood, two dark shadowy shapes, which begin to encircle the town. They are creatures of flames and shadow.
Balrogs.
Not Balrogs. I knew what you were thinking. No, that's the thing that just roared.
Balrogs.
Yeah, one of them immediately charges into the house that Bob killed the guy of earlier. So that's gonna settle itself.
Why?
One heads directly for. It would be. I rolled. Forgot what I rolled. A 1 and a 3. So that would actually be Betty's house. So one of them heads towards the hill. Sort of. It's not really a hill. It's more like an upward sort of slope. It's like Carlton Hill in terms of hills. It's not that impressive. But yeah, it heads up this sort of slight incline, neighing and whinnying. He would have probably asked. So the mayor would have probably asked to be woken up as well, so he can try and assist with the fighting. But Nikki, you do see two of these dark, shadowy creatures. One of them has headed immediately towards the house of the old man who was sweeping earlier, and has begun to set it ablaze, and has quickly jumped through the window and moved on to another house on that sort of main street. The other has headed up to the left-hand side.
He jumped through the window and just realised, like, oh, my job's already done, and deleted.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. He was a person you could speak to. And he heads off.
We did.
Oh, number 5. So he heads off towards the number 5 was the monkey barrel? Was that 6? 5 and 6 monkey barrel. So yeah, one of them heads off towards about 200 feet to the right of the inn. The other heads slightly up the incline. We'll get initiative at this point, please. Hey, not bad.
Come on, helper!
Nightmares roll 12.
Damn it! Nikki is always first.
Anyone get above 20?
33.
I've got different pages open. Anyone get above 20?
33 for
Two
Nikki.
people did. Two people did.
Nikki,
23 for me.
23, a whole 10 below. That was Briar, right?
Did that,
Mhm.
did it roll
23. That thing has.
Not got anything through for you yet. no.
You've still got it to send to
Ooh.
GM, I think, Bob.
No, I didn't get it.
Okay.
20.
Anyone
there it
get
is.
15 to 20?
Barden got 20.
20. Barden got 20.
A 20. So that thing.
Yeah, me and
would go-
Simba are going last.
Barnum got a 20. PT Barnum.
Out of Barden and Simba, are both of you ranged attackers, or either of you melee?
I'm ranged because I'm a warlock.
10 to 15.
Simba's 11.
11. So you're going to have to then. 1, 2, 3, 4. What did you get, Wolfie?
9. Alba got a 9.
A 9. That's a shame.
Rolled a 5.
Alba. Cool. Let's see. Alrighty.
I think me and Nikki both rolled 19.
Uh,
So
You rolled the same again.
yeah. Unbelievable, Jeff.
But
I've
got a plus
I
4,
rolled
you've
double
got a plus
19.
14. Double
So-
19.
So, Nikki, you since you're awake again for the start of combat, and
Is this 8 hours after we'd started getting traveling? Like, what's the period of time that's eclipsed since we started traveling this morning?
Roll me a luck check.
That's good, Kyle. That's the
That's an 8.
It's sadly about 9 or 10 hours after you
Oh
started
damn!
traveling.
I don't get
The
an
sun
extra
has set.
D8 to that.
You don't get the potential to get a 40 on initiative.
Oh
We're getting
damn!
to
What do
Yeti
you-
levels here.
What do you want?
Oh,
from
I
me?
could have got an extra 3.
You're
Nice.
first. You're first in the initiative. As your sword
am.
immediately wakens the rest of your party and alerts them to the presence. Although a few of them were alerted by the 3 massive roars emanating from the forest, and the scream of a woman. Actually, she's not even awoken by the flames yet. It is you, as 2 nightmares have flooded into the streets and are setting fire to this small town.
Okay. And where did the third roar or the other roar come from? Right, because the 2 nightmares have come in, but you said 3 roars.
Yeah, all
from the
3
forest?
roars. All 3 roars were coming from the forest, and then almost immediately, these 2 nightmares sprinted from the tree line. It's like they were being commanded almost. You're a fighter, right? You're a swashbuckler of some. You're an Eldritch
I'm
Knight,
a fighter, rogue, a little bit of bard.
Perfect. So, as a fighter, you're aware of this tactic. It's almost like a general directing its troops.
So we probably want to take out the nightmares first, just protect the town. After all, as most of us are actually heroes, Bob.
Yeah,
Yeah.
apart from the murderer.
You secret, just a serial killer. In
One
our
thing you
midst,
do
hidden
note
beneath our
is
nose.
one thing you do note is as the nightmares charge this first house, it skips 2 houses ahead of it and instead moves 1 house to the left.
Like it's targeting. Okay.
Yeah.
Chess rules.
Yes,
how far
like
away-
chess rules.
It's a night.
Okay. Right, I didn't catch up on that initially. Okay. Gotcha, how you, James. How far away is the closest one to me?
The town itself is only about 200 yards radius? Diameter. 200 yards diameter.
In D&D, we use
So,
feet, James. I don't know what yard is.
200 feet diameter, so it is about 100 feet away.
100 feet away. Okay, that's good. That's good. And how much was the one further away? Are they both roughly equal distance, or?
So the inn is roughly in the center of town, maybe about 30 feet back, so it's about 70 feet away. And charging Bessie's house is it's closer to the outskirts since it's on a slight incline.
I'd
So
probably
it's about-
direct Tito and Briar to take the further away one because they've got additional movement and flying.
Mhm.
And Simba, Barden, if they can get a view on the first one. Is there anything obstructing our view from this rooftop to that closest one?
It would have half cover from where you are as it's moving between the
Wouldn't
alleys
ma-
and houses
Wouldn't matter
and
for
setting
me.
fire to. But
Spell
Right, Mr.
sniper.
Hero cover.
from your vantage point,
Yep.
you could see pretty much.
No, in that case, you see Nicky ears just immediately like go stiff as he begins hearing all this and kind of pinpointing it out as he starts in his very high-pitched voice. The rest of the party have kind of learned to quickly understand, pointing them to the right direction as he sweeps down his Shylin, whatever the hell it's called, instrument from around his back, and immediately strums it, playing his bardic instrument to cast Fly on himself.
Yeah.
Very cool. Flying
And
rabbit.
then with my bonus action dash for my 100 feet of, it's 100 or is it 60? What is it, 50 or 60 for Fly? I actually have it here.
It's 60 feet.
So
so you
with
got
my
60 feet flying movement.
120 feet of flying, I immediately shoot off towards the closest one that had part cover, and I get down into its eye line, and I try and coax it towards me. I kind of make a big flow. I strum the instrument to draw its attention, and try to draw it out into full open cover of my allies up on the roof.
Roll a persuasion check.
Roll a persuasion.
Oh, taunt.
Taunt, taunt check. Charisma.
Oh, can I do intimidation then? If I'm trying to if I do like a deep chord.
Yeah, sure. Add your if you're proficient in that.
I am. I have proficiency. Hilariously, it's the same.
Yeah.
13.
Help.
Yeah.
I have an extra +3 on it.
Cool. It it whinnies at you, and
Not bad.
you watch as its flickering flame mane, and this creature is pretty much entirely black, shadowy skin, except for its eyes, which are just fire in the sockets. It opens its jaw, and you see flames within, and flaming mane as well. Reminds you a little of Simba, in fact. Yeah.
And as I kind of draw its attention, I kind of fly back a little bit to get a little bit out of its range. I fly maybe, let's say, 20 feet off the ground, just trying to draw it out into the open.
Did you fly into melee with it?
I did not.
Okay.
So that's why I was using the instrument to try and draw its attention over to me, like a wild animal, just like, and maybe even shouting and screaming at it, because why not? I'm a caffeinated bunny.
Okay.
Come on, bring it over here. Come on, then. You want to challenge the town? Challenge someone to a bit over here. Let's go this way. Come on, then.
Most of the town, the immediate town, starts waking up. You hear the screaming of chimps and monkeys from a distance away, and the rest of you in the inn below you, you also hear people being roused. You sound the alarm! Terrible, that sort of thing. Rhubarb.
But yeah, just hovering like 20 feet off the ground and a little bit as far back as I can while still being within, like, drawing it towards me. That's my turn.
All right, Briar, it's your turn.
Cool. So I again holding my my bow, fly up into the air. I'm assuming I'd been prone, so it's only been 15 foot up.
Yes.
He's asking if we've had time to step up before we roll initiative,
Yeah.
Oh,
because they were sleeping.
I have a sleep, so it doesn't matter for me, but for him it does.
sure. I'll say yeah, sure. Since you were expecting this one rather than the shark and bear, the bear and
Okay,
shark,
in
whatever.
that case, I've got 30 foot in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And my range on my longbow is 150 foot normal distance and 600 foot long
600
distance.
is its
Takes
long
aim.
range.
Yeah.
So it's within short range. It just has a little bit of cover.
Cool, that's fine. So first shot is not great. 15.
15 with its partial cover does just, it almost dinks off the corner of the building, but it impales in its flank, and you just hear this terrible roll damage.
Cool. So that'd be 7 damage. Because I'm assuming I don't get any sneak off on that.
You might have been hidden, actually.
Technically, it didn't know where you were. I'll allow it.
Yeah.
So that'd be total of 10 then.
10 points. All right. Okay. Yeah, you've definitely got its attention.
Yep. And then hearing the whinny, second shot.
All right.
For 15 again.
Nice. Yeah.
And
Damage?
that's 11.
11 points. That isn't with sneak attack this time, remember?
No, that's just standard piercing or magical piercing.
Nice. All right. Okay. Jeez.
And
Just got
then
rolling the d8 for once.
then I just double check my bonus actions. I've not got a crossbow, but I am going to dash towards Nikki. So it's moving 30 foot towards Nikki.
Is that your bonus action?
Yes.
Okay. You've got you can see a little bit more of this creature now. 2 arrows just embedded in its side. It looks to be bleeding fire. That's your turn, Briar. It is Carb. What have I written here? Oh no,
So
that's the
either
other thing.
Barden or one of the creatures.
That is the other thing. That's a shortened form of it. Okay. Yes, so those of you who aren't awake, which is some of the town, you all begin to hear screams of nightmares taking hold in the people who are still asleep in town, as 3 more identical than before, but more enraged roars emanate from the forest, and you hear boom, 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 gigantic footsteps, and the cracking of trees as you see flames sort of shooting up like fireworks from the tree line. And and deep sort of heavy breath, again of flames coming from, like a nightmare, coming from the tree line, setting part of the earth in front of the village on fire. And that will very quickly sort of take hold of the village, you imagine, if you're not careful. At the same time, on initiative count 20, you hear yet more screaming. No, you can't! Please, stop! Everyone make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Does that make a wisdom saving throw? Is it everyone?
Everyone make a wisdom saving throw, please.
I made it back in good time.
Please, no! It's mine!
Oh,
We're not good at wisdom.
good.
I got a +5 and I still rolled shit.
Yeah, and everyone takes 12 points of psychic damage.
Ooh.
Ow.
12 points of psychic.
And none of you passed. So actually, nothing else happens. As soon as one of you passes, you'll get another thing. And that's why that happens on initiative count 20 and 1. That's that thing's turn. Initiative 20. Barnum.
So what's happening is
You've
how
heard a
far-
nightmarish scream in your
there's
mind.
so
and
there's
you-
more stuff happening further outside the town.
Yes, clearly there's some gigantic behemoth creature in the tree line commanding these slightly smaller nightmares that have already begun setting fire to the village. It itself has created a massive flaming... It looks like it's beginning to circle around the town, almost like a ring of fire. Don't fall into it, because it'll burn.
How far is the edge of town for where I am?
The back end of town, where the Monkey Barrel house is, and the Betty's house on the sloping hill, is about 70 feet behind the inn. 130 feet to the front edge of town.
Where the roar came from.
Where the roar came. Yeah, that's the front edge of town, and another 20 feet beyond that is where the tree line is.
Right.
So 150 foot to the tree line.
Okay. First things.
There's a nightmare heading for Betty's house, and there's another one that's going to be shortly engaging with Nikki and Briar.
Quickly turn round to the party and go, "No, hate me for this!" And
Briar shot the one that was heading for Betty's house.
I'm going to
No.
use Misty Step to teleport a roof 30 feet across towards that way.
Yes.
And
Which way? Towards Betty's
Towards
nightmare,
the-
or towards
towards the edge of town where this was coming from.
okay, towards the front edge of town.
Barden's just going like straight at the massive creature.
You know what? I'm taking on the boss. He's got.
Yeah, I like it. Go for it.
How to take out the minions? Take out the minions. What are you doing?
And this is why I
God,
said
you're such a
don't,
showboat.
don't hate me for this, because you
What
see
did you
me
do?
draw a circle in blood round me,
Stop summoning demons, you bastard!
and 60 feet towards the edge of town, I summon a Balgura.
That's big. That's big.
I
So we found out Bob's new favourite spell.
Well, why are you summoning more demons?
No, that's greater demon as well. That's a big fucker that he just summoned.
Bob is
So,
summoning
I'm
greater
in-
demons.
I'm in control
So-
of this one for now.
You go to
Yeah.
it's summon greater demons. So you slam your fist into the ground. The shadows around you manifest, and the blood catches flame on the rooftop, and you sit there cross-legged, almost entranced, as dropping down from the sky like a care package is almost
A gorilla thing.
it's like it's a gorilla thing.
It's a
I know
giant-
this. I am very
But
familiar with this spell. This is a spell
it
that
looks-
a player has airdropped on a monster before for me.
It
killed
looks-
both it and the monster.
As you summon it, this thing looks almost half melted, slightly. Like part of its face has been had a blowtorch to it, and it looks like it's covered in bite wounds already as you summon it in, which is a bit weird. But it
The
beats
moral
its
of this
chest.
story is that, boys and girls, if you are having nightmares and want to fight them, fight your demons with greater demons.
With big demon.
Even demons have demons. I'll say it acts immediately after you, man.
It's just either.
Okay, let's not hide this any longer. I am an undead one, so Pact of the Undead for the audience. So this is
you get in practice for getting.
Now, were you deliberately out of line of sight with the party when you're doing this? Have we just had multiple times where hey, there's why does this keep happening to us?
I have not.
Well,
I have never done this.
It.
I've never done this in front of you. I've just used the other spells. This is why I've apologized to you. And then the normal form of me is dropped to the darker form of me.
Albert is just thinking to himself, "We're gonna have words later."
I am starting to think back about all those unresolved mysteries where we could not catch the culprit, and suddenly everything clicks. I'm just wait a second.
You actually in the town we go to.
You actually glance across because you have 120 odd feet.
I have 120 foot dark vision, ethereal vision, invisibility vision.
Yeah, you look across and you sort of your eyes flick into the ethereal plane, and you see a ghostly man run screaming out of the burning house, and catch sight of the Kenku on the top of the hill, and goes. And then he has as a ghost form, he has another heart attack, but he doesn't die this time. You feel you feel a bit iffy about that. But it's the Balguro's turn, Bob.
I've changed my name. I am now Death Crow. The previous version of who I was.
Death Crow.
But why not change him to Lord Edgy Edgerton?
Yeah.
Edge.
And just go the whole way with it.
Just call him Edge Crow.
Edge Crow. It's fine. It's fine. On you go. Roll for the Balgura, Bob.
The Balgura,
if you please.
Pretty fast. Do you want the stat block for it? I have it.
I have the stat block. I'm just trying.
Okay, I found this already. I'm not kidding. In a campaign I was in previously, someone kept casting this spell, and he summoned them in mid-air and just dropped them on monsters.
40 feet of move.
We got the impact damage of the demon, and then he just let a feral demon on.
So you teleported 30
Hey, that's what they do with trolls in the Alterra.
You cast it 60 feet away.
Yep. It's got
and then it runs another 40 feet.
40 feet of movement.
So it does have to charge through the fiery ring that has been placed.
It's immune to fire.
It's the Bulgara, man. I don't think it cares.
Oh, it's not immune to fire. It's resistant to fire.
There you go.
So it's going to take, as if it was hit by the breath, 66. Holy shit. Okay. By the breath weapon. So it's resistant. So 6, 12, 18... 25 points of fire damage, half to 12 immediately. Actually, as it charges through the fire.
It's gonna do a running leap.
Roll an athletics. Roll an athletics check to take half damage again.
Jesus, I forgot these things can jump ridiculously well.
Do I have athletics on this? What is the athletics comes under con?
Strength.
Oh, I think Bob is using an actual ability it has.
It's got running leap. Valgura's long jump is up to 40 feet.
Yeah, it can just jump 40 feet.
It can jump 40 feet over the...
Yeah.
It's up to 20 feet high.
That's 20 foot high?
Yeah.
20 feet high, 40 feet long. It has literally the ability, just lets it fucking leap across shit. I mean, it makes sense. It's a monkey demon.
These are like demonic vanguard units, essentially.
They're
supposed to be really fucking quick, and nothing stops them.
That's what
it's a 30
shit,
foot.
It's got a reckless. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I love these things.
I'm looking at the stat block, and this particular breath weapon, you do need to make an athletics check because it's a 30-foot thing.
Oh, okay.
Essentially.
All right. So
I'll send you it after. It's pretty fun.
Nightmares. Love nightmares.
No, it's not. This thing isn't a nightmare.
Ooh, cool. This
So
is a little girl.
It jumps. It charges on its knuckles and leaps through
Gosh, she's
this,
really got a bad image of herself then.
this rapidly cooling sort of molten rock.
I got a
Molten-
natural 20.
Perfect. It
You
busts
just stop
straight
sending
through.
to GM, Bob. Let the audience
I-
see your roll.
I can't.
Yeah,
that's the way
you can't do that with
They
monsters.
creatures.
Yeah.
The
Uh,
audience
it's
can
automatically-
see it because it's
So-
on Bob's.
So
Oh,
you're
Your audience can. Bob's audience can.
so you're not restrained, Bob.
Yeah.
Your Balgura is not restrained in the rapidly hardening molten rock.
It's lava breath.
It is lava breath.
Very cool.
And Char just busts straight through the rock. There's a little, large hole in it now, and it has reached the tree line, and it sees something that you don't see. So I'm not going to describe it.
Yeah.
The audience just sees the Balgura standing at the edge, and the breathing, the snarling sort of creatures within. 3 of them, as far as you can tell,
Sorry.
breathing.
Chimera.
And yeah, that's the Balgura's turn to dash up there, I believe.
Didn't dash. It just has a movement speed of 40,
Oh,
and its running leap is just one of its abilities.
okay then. Yeah,
It's not even an
then,
action. It has its multi attack still.
it can run into the tree line. Sure.
It's gonna attack them if there's
Yeah.
any.
Cool.
Reckless.
Roll an attack. Roll an attack.
Reckless it.
Yeah, why not?
Reckless.
Let's go reckless with the Balgura's just
3 attacks, right?
Yep.
Jesus.
all right.
One bite, 2 fist.
One bite, 2 fist.
So
Basically, it's 2-handing 2 long swords and a great sword.
here's
It's like bites and just punches either side of it.
the bite. 26.
26 hits.
You keep
How much
sending
damage?
these to me.
I'm sorry.
So
I-
it's GM.
Unfortunately, you're the only one who's classed as GM on this, so it goes to Chris all the time.
Yeah,
But why are you sending to anyone? Just do it publicly.
I can't.
can't-
Do it
that's
as
not how it
a
works
monster.
on Roll20. Just
Yeah.
Tell me the 3 to hits, please.
So I just
26 to hit,
Yep.
12 piercing.
12 piercing. 6 hits.
26 to hit for the fifth.
All right.
9 bludgeoning.
9 bludgeoning.
And,
next
And the
one.
last
and a 25 and a 5 bludgeoning.
25. 5
Ooh,
bludgeoning.
that's a low bludgeoning.
Yeah.
So
Roll
for
one,
each
yeah.
You're the one.
each hit, it takes a d6 fire.
Mm.
Oh, 6, 6, and 4. 12.
Ah, could have
All
been another.
halved. All halved.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16 halved to 8 points of fire.
I just realized this is the one demon in existence that doesn't have magical attacks.
Yep.
All right. So,
Ah.
did I
Make
take
3 of
damage
those.
from the fire going through, or did I jump over it? 'Cause,
It still took damage from
how much was
charging through it.
28, wasn't it? So halve it to 14.
I thought it was 20, 25 half to 12.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah. So 12 fire damage, and then 6, 12, 16 half to 8. So you've taken 20 points of fire damage so far from just attacking and leaping at this creature. Yeah, that's the Balgura's turn. It is the Nightmares now, and that one ain't so happy. So it's gonna run at you, 2 flying creatures. And
Yes.
it's
At least 20 feet up.
intelligent.
Let's see how
Uh,
it can leap.
It has a 90-foot fly speed because it's a nightmare.
Ooh, cool.
So it charges directly at you and hoofs you in the face.
Me?
All right, let's go.
It's gonna go for the rabbit. A natural 2
Nice. All right.
and a 13 plus 6, 19 to hit you.
Let's see. 19. Ooh, how powerful does this thing look? I'm gonna take that one.
Okay. Oh,
9 damage.
19, 11.
I might regret this, but
12 bludgeoning and 10 fire.
Ow.
ooh, so 17 altogether. Okay. Oh,
No,
that's bloodied me. Yeah.
12 bludgeoning and 10 fire.
Oh, and 10, not 5. Ooh.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, are you halving it somehow?
Oh, you could have had a short rest, by the way. If you, how are you bloodied already?
I only have
We got
55
the
hit
psychic.
points.
We got the psychic damage.
Oh yeah. Mm.
Yeah, you did like over 20 damage there. I've only got 55 hit points.
Level 8 character.
I rolled pretty well on mine, and I got a 57 max.
Roll me a concentration check, please, for your fly.
Oh, I'm flying.
You're 20 feet
Yeah.
up in the air.
You're the one person that can't just fly.
18. So
Ah,
it's just a DC. It's just a DC 10.
DC 10. What have I got here? 10.
So it
Really
hoofs at
starting to
you.
whoosh.
You duck out the way
Oh,
once
sorry.
and go, ha, is that all you got? Is that all you... Ow. But you maintain concentration. That's that one. The other one moves towards the house. It's 30 feet away, so it is able to fly 90 times 2, 180 feet. Like I said, Wolfie, outpacing you.
Ellie.
Mhm. So it charges through Betty's house and begins to set it on fire, and it takes some fire damage, and you hear screaming from inside that house. Cool. That is the Nightmare's turns. It's Simba, my son. It's yourself.
How far away is Nightmare number 2?
It is from you 70 feet.
70 feet.
Mm-hmm.
I just realised I can. Oh no, it's jumping. I can technically run faster than that. I've just realised as well. Actually, if I run, if I don't fly, if I run, I go faster. But I will.
I will bonus action stick my hand in the jar of my uncle's skull, because that's how you do things.
It is how you do things.
I've never
And then
even
I'm gonna
looked at
run
this. Class.
35 foot towards them,
35 feet, okay.
and I'm going to shoot twice with my weapon.
Alrighty, go for it. It would have 3/4 cover as it's rollicking around. So one of those hits, the other doesn't. 13 pierce.
Is this the one that that was going towards Thingy's house, or is this the one that was going
Yeah.
towards me?
Yeah, towards Betty's house.
So that's an extra
18,
10
20,
radiant in total.
Really wish.
23 points. Holy shit.
Starting to regret not using shield now.
God damn, that one, yeah, immediately just takes a portion of its face off and it immediately reforms into Wisping Shadow, but you've got its attention for sure now.
That one already moved, by the way.
Anything else?
That's
Has the one he
all
just
I can
took
do
off
on
his
this one.
face off already moved or not?
Yes, it has.
Okay.
Yeah, they both go together. Alba.
Alba is going to just blink out of existence and teleport 60 feet forwards with Shadow Step,
Perfect.
just towards the one going for Betty, and he's just gonna dash to quite a good altitude, essentially, so 110 foot fly.
Yeah, so you are
Cool.
70. You're 70 feet from Betty's house and Nightmare number 2.
Yeah.
So you fly what 60 feet? Did you say?
55.
teleport.
55, but I've got teleport of 60, so I can teleport and then dash.
Cool. So you Reaper like teleport into midair,
Teleport within 10 feet of it.
and yeah, you teleport into midair, and you're just flapping above this thing.
Yeah.
Cool. Is that your action? Bonus action?
Yeah, that's all that is my bonus action. To teleport was the bonus. So that's all I can
Cool.
do. But
So you hit
Initiative
with an
count-
action?
that was the dash.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's 70 feet away from you, so you teleport for 60 and you're like within 10 feet. You
Oh,
don't
I
have to
thought,
dash.
I thought it had moved further.
No, the things out town are like the furthest away from us.
Yeah,
Things
they're still going about town, so they're still within the 100 foot of us.
So on initiative count 1, you all hear yet more sobs in your head, and you hear the growling from the woods get a bit louder. As how do I want to? Yeah, we'll do Nikki and Briar, and then we'll stop for a 2-minute break so we can use the bathroom before the final finishing. So Nikki and then Briar. This,
Oh, there's
this
actions, right.
yeah, this thing is up on you. Then we'll stop at initiative count 20.
No, if it's what do I want to do here? I've got Briar with me, so I
Mhm.
don't really want to do my emergency action. So let's just go with an attack. It's within 5 feet of me anyway because it attacked me.
Yep,
So yeah,
it
let's
has
go
no
in
allies.
for an attack here. Let's go for a rapier. I have no reason to have advantage or disadvantage. So I make sure, and I assume Briar isn't right next to me because he's a ranged attacker.
Yeah.
So let's go in for 21 to hit the Nightmare, coming in for 13 magical piercing damage.
This thing now looks bloodied.
Sweet. And since I've attacked it, I can fly back. So
Yeah.
I'm going to. What do I actually want to do here?
Do you use your big ears like you stab in and they just like low punny just move back?
Nah, see, I don't want to move away because then it's gonna have to go Briar. So I'm actually gonna stay there. I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna move such that it's kind of facing towards me and away from Briar. I'm gonna like circle around it. I'm just gonna like move maybe 10, 20 feet back, just trying to get it to like keep its eyes on me.
Move a bit up in the air so it stops like burning the town.
Roll performance for me.
Performance.
Yeah. See
an 11.
how appetizing you can make yourself. Okay.
He is a rabbit.
Yeah, he is a rabbit.
I'm mostly just still staying closest to it.
Yeah.
Just by kind of forcing it to move out into the open.
All right.
And
Briar,
then
it's your
because,
turn.
dear God, I'm bloodied, I'm going to use my bonus action to second wind.
Perfect. Briar, it's your turn. And you're muted. Briar?
Sorry. So from where I am, I see that Nikki has gone up to it and done something, stabbed it, and then ran away a bit.
Yep.
Or
Just
did you
backed
stay
off,
up?
not
and
run
you
away, backed off. Still keeping its attention.
So you're not within 5 foot of it, though, no?
Oh, that's right. You need that, don't you? Because you actually have sneak attack.
He's also a rogue. Yeah.
Right. Can I keep within? Since I actually forgot
Sure.
about that, and we are allies who have fought together.
Yep, sure. You can do that. You can do that.
I get 9 hit points back.
Okay. I mean, you wouldn't have had an opportunity to attack against you anyway because you swashbuckler.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my point. I was just doing it for flavor, but no. Remembering that, I stay by it.
Okay. In that case, then let's move up 30 foot, so I've got a bit better shot of it.
Mm-hmm.
Then first attack
Okay, no longer bloodied.
is
Ooh,
28 to
20.
hit
Yeah,
with
28 hits.
22 total damage.
Okay, it's very badly damaged. Even
And
without
then
an
second
anti-matter
shot.
rifle, you're overpowered.
Yeah. Second shot
Mm-hmm.
is 22 to hit with
Yep.
another 17.
How do you want to do
You
this?
don't get sneak attack that time.
No, sorry. So it's just
Oh,
another 9.
Maybe
then,
not
sorry.
then. It's very badly damaged. So 2 more arrows pierce into this thing, and it screams. And you know what? If I roll, yeah. Okay, it stays on you, Chris, because I rolled in your favor. However, perhaps less ideal for you is the great shouting roar that comes from the forest and the screams that also accompany it. I need a wisdom save from everyone, please. As stepping
Come on.
right out of the
10 again.
forest. Mm-mm.
Yes! Thank
Nice. Okay. Oh dear. The DC DC's 15, I'm afraid. Oh shit, damage. 4d6, a 1, 1, and a 6 and a 2. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points of psychic damage to everyone who got below 15, or 5 points.
Well, I'm
if you
bloodied again.
succeeded.
There goes my second win.
And those of you who rolled above a 15, suddenly, like a negative, like a film being struck in negative, your mind just sort of clicks out of place for a second, and you're looking up from the ground, up at a giant, but it's clearly a little girl. You're clearly looking up at a little girl who is a giant, and she is in a dark, decrepit sort of room, barren, really, really shockingly, appallingly bad walls and wallpaper, and you are looking across, and you see 3 huge dogs, like pretty much the size of her, vicious-looking, saliva forming at their jaws and slavering down, and it's got what looks to be a gorilla in its mouth, it looks like it's got a Balgura in its mouth, essentially. And it's just sort of, one of them, anyway, shaking it from side to side. And that image suddenly ceases as she says, "It's mine! You can't, please! No!" As the 3 dogs, one of them just sort of rips a little bit of the Balgura figurine off of its form, and you flash back into the town as you see a monstrous three-headed dog, one of them with the Balgura sort of punching into its face, but it's got its arm, one of its arms in its jaws. Essentially a Cerberus, basically.
It's a Cerberus.
As it steps forward, and the other two jaws roar, and it exhales another cone of molten rock. And we will very quickly take a bathroom break and be right back after this.
I'm really happy, by the way, that because we're level 8, I know he's not using a similar Cerberus stat block to one I've got. Because if it was, we'd be already dead.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying this, by the way.
This is fun.
So, how do you like my Kenku?
Stop being evil!
I had to roll this one because it was just like,
You're just getting practice for Geddon, because I think you've gone death in Geddon with your Warlock subclass, haven't you, as well? Undead.
I think we need to have a conversation about cooperative gameplay.
Hey, don't worry, I've seen the ghost, and I know he did it.
I'm cooperating. I just needed I needed blood to do the from a dead person within 24 hours to summon the Balgura.
Wow. Right, fair, okay.
The demon has a pretty brutal requirement.
Did you though? Did you? I'm pretty sure that doesn't sound like it has material component.
It does.
Actually,
it does.
But sorry, no, it doesn't have a cost component. Pretty sure you could just replace that with an arcane pouch.
You can.
No, you can, but the blood is actually required to control it. It does specify.
Okay.
If you
it's the one that you can just draw the circle, and it's fine. But then you're just unleashing a rabid demon on the one.
Yeah.
This one I can control. The lesser demons I can't.
God, I'm already down to 20 hit points. Oh, I should have used shield.
I've taken
Did not expect him
17
to punch
damage,
that hard.
and I haven't gotten into combat yet.
When last, and we're back.
Oh no, with one person. Simba's
not
still
yet. We're
All right.
missing TR still.
That's fine. Okay, we'll take just another minute.
But,
it's got that. That's fun.
That was also why I took the faceless background, as there's two different distinct personalities of.
There's the face, and then there's the serial killer.
Yeah. There's.
And we wonder why we never get second jobs from repeat clients.
Yeah, James, do you fancy running this on Tuesdays?
It's fun, actually.
Barden was.
It might turn into a two shot.
I actually can't do it on Tuesdays, unfortunately. Yeah. Until Solar Punk's done.
Yeah,
just have to wait until James has a different night off.
Yeah, this is very. I did it Tuesday,
so
yeah. No, sorry. I work Wednesdays.
Or alternating Fridays.
We will. No, I don't want to take away from Alterra. This is very, very much designed as a one-shot / I could come back to it for the sequel because I did have more the world prepared. But yeah, this is where I want it to end, pretty much. But it's the Cerberus's turn as it chomps down 3 times on your Balgura.
Okay.
Go Buster. Be the tank. Distract.
3 attacks.
Else, so.
Okay. What's its AC?
It's
15.
15.
Okay. Well, the lowest is a 19. So it takes 2d6. A lot of 6s. 9.
It has resistance against
18.
Cold, fire, and lightning.
27.
And immunity to poison.
Immunity to poison and the poison condition.
39.
He's a demon.
39 plus.
I think there's got to be more bludgeoning damage or piercing damage. Like this giant biting it.
42.
It could have elemental as well. It's got a breath weapon, so it could have elemental in there as well, like a dragon.
In total, it takes 43 points of damage.
It's still up.
Okay, and then I need it to make a dexterity save.
So what kind of damages were there? Because it actually matters for it.
I already I already rolled for the fire and halved it.
So
I rolled less.
43.
That was piercing damage and a bit of fire.
So 43, you said. So it's now at 5.
Whatever I said. Okay.
Barely
Um,
alive.
And then as the three heads of the Cerberus literally take a limb each, they all also exhale their cone of molten rock. They use their breath weapon. But this, I'm not using it on you guys, thankfully. So, I mean, it takes a minimum of, even if it succeeds, I rolled 22 fire damage on the 6d6.
Yeah. It rolled
So
a
even
20.
if it succeeds,
6.
so it succeeded, so it takes half to 11, and then it's
Awesome.
resistant, so it takes half again to 5,
Is dead.
so it's gone.
It's still
So as it rips its limbs apart, they all three of them at the same time, spit just molten rock, which quickly solidifies, and this... Yeah, the two of you who are in the sort of altar world see the dogs rip this gorilla figurine apart. The gorilla that already had bite marks on it get ripped apart. And then you see the girl crying, and you're back in the world as it's Barnum's turn. Bargar is gone.
Scream out an abyssal. The crow man screams out an abyssal. No!
Oh, and the Cerberus plods forwards, snarling at, seemingly taking no damage from the fire that it started, just stepping over the wall and advancing on the small town. And it's your turn, Baron.
Okay. My turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Might as well. The
Another one.
the old guys in there. He's dead.
You summon another one, Bob. I swear to God, I'm never playing with you again. You and Neil.
Another
terrible
one.
King.
No,
the
I'm not
God.
the undead person inside.
Okay.
You're raising the old man up.
Yep. I'm casting.
Man, attack!
I'm casting summon undead.
Someone's a ghost.
Right, summon undead is different from raising them.
Yeah.
So you
Well,
summon an undead spirit,
Yeah.
He could
and you
summon
cast
the
it
man.
at 4th
Yeah,
level.
summon the old man.
What the fuck of it? He could summon the old man though.
Hey, that's great flavor.
Is it ghostly? Is it ghostly?
This
Yeah.
one's a spirit.
Yeah. It's a
Okay.
spirit.
Corporeal form uses the undead spirit stat block.
Yeah.
When you cast a spell, choose a creature form: ghostly, putrid, or skeletal. So yeah,
Yeah.
you use
You choose ghostly.
Yeah.
Three of them
Okay.
are pretty cool.
So it's got a fly speed since it's a ghost, and it's got 40 hit points since you're casting it at 4th level.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's got a deathly touch. Where do you
Great.
so you watch as in the ethereal
90
realm,
feet, nice.
Alba, you watch as this ethereal ghost that points up at your crow ally, then has a heart attack. Suddenly there's a spirit that comes out of it, and his ghost form collapses to the ground, and now the shade ghost is stepping over its form and looking up at Alba and doing this. So almost mirroring the guy. He's
I
doing
just go
this.
back. I just like
No, he's doing this up at Barnum.
And
I'm going to like we're
Basically-
really having words after this.
Uh,
I'm
near-
debating if dropping your teammate off a cliff counts as murder.
Yes. So within movement distance is the three-headed Cerberus and one of the nightmares, the one that's attacking Nikki and Briar.
You might need to hold the Cerberus at bay for another turn. Dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna have the ghostly thing attack the Cerberus, and as a bonus action, I'm gonna take my dread form.
Okay. Does your dread form add any damage to it?
No, my
This
dread.
creature?
No, the dread form just basically gives me temporary hit points and also makes me hit for necrotic.
It does
Cool.
fear stuff as well, doesn't it? But
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
I
nothing
can-
that cares near you.
I can do fear on things as well.
All right.
I highly doubt it cares, but it's a thing.
Oh, but
you're-
what's the range of that? Because if you do the nightmare, that might be useful on me.
One creature on your turn you can
I'm just assuming that all nightmares are immune to fear by dint of being nightmares.
Maybe, but maybe not.
That's my assumption. I don't know what they have, but it's kind of a fear thing.
If I hit the creature, I basically can
it's
make
on
it
the
do
task.
a DC
hit it,
Wisdom
right.
13 saving throw, or they get the frightened condition.
So your ghostly spirit
Is going to attack the.
it attacks twice. I'll save you some time since we're just after 9 o'clock. The necrotic shroud passes through the Cerberus, seeming to have no effect whatsoever. And because you're all perceptive, or owls, or birds, or concentrating on the spell, or running in the other direction, you all see this, or don't care enough to know about it, or do radiant damage. In fact, you all see this, and you reckon both fire and necrotic, nah, ain't gonna cut it. That is its turn. It would be the Balgura. It's gone. The nightmares are gonna go. It's gonna, Nikki distracted it, and Nikki's in range, so it's gonna take the attack at you. Nightmare. There it is. D20s. Oh, +6. Highest is a 19.
19. Yeah, I've learned from my last mistake. I forgot I'm concentrating on fly, for God's sake. So I'm going to use one of my spell slots to cast shield, bringing my AC up to 20.
Perfect. So both its hoofs miss, and seeing this, it snorts, and that's an action. Okay, never mind. So it can't go into the Ethereal Plane. The other one.
That's mine.
You'd still be able to see it as well. It's great.
Yeah, because it's still attack it as well.
Yeah. The other one, the two of you are within getting to a distance. 6. It's going to go for you then, Wolfie. Flies up, hoofs you twice. A nat 1 and a natural 19.
A 19 hits.
2 die 8 plus 2 die 6.
God, these things hit so much.
And they are nightmares. They're pretty brutal.
I know, but like CR3.
Oh, it's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 bludgeoning, double ones on the fire.
Okay. So it's 15 total?
Yeah, 15 damage. That's its turn.
I'm more than bloody now.
It is now Simba, then Alba's on deck.
How far away did Nightmare 2 fly up?
It's within getting to distance range.
Yeah, Peter was only like 10 feet above it or something.
Yeah, you're only 10 feet above it. And it went after. It went after Alba.
It didn't just go and charge the building. Essentially, was the Alba's plan.
Yeah, there are screams coming from inside the building.
I thought they
were. I'm gonna kill the Nightmare first.
If you kill the Nightmare first, then if you kill the Nightmare, I can charge into the building and save the girl. Hopefully, it turns out she's another ogre and I can't lift her. But still.
20 hits.
8 in 7 radiant
damage. Okay, 30 points.
Shoot again if it's still alive.
Yes, 24. It is. Yes, it is. 14. This is the less injured one, I'm afraid. But they're both looking very badly damaged. That one, in fact, is almost out. Yeah, they're both almost out. It's just the Cerberus to go, pretty much.
And then bonus action. Elbow, little hand crossbow.
I need to know what this blood scar thing is you're doing. It's probably a hand crossbow. That's Alba's turn now. This thing's looking pretty bad, but then it has also bloodied you.
Yep. I'm gonna kick it in the face twice.
Perfect. With each hit that you guys take from these nightmarish creatures as well, it feels almost like a jolt to the senses, like you're physically being, like a hit, pretty much. Yeah.
I can see it. I'm like blinking between the two, the seeing the girl and the dogs, right?
Only when the screaming happened. You're back in the real world.
Okay.
Your world.
Yeah. So 14.
14 does hit for 9 damage.
Magical kick, essentially.
Yep.
Did that kill it?
It's still up.
Okay. Second attack. 24.
How do you want to do this?
Literally, leg up, axe kick, bam, right on top of its head.
Yeah, and it pile drives pretty much to the ground, and an explosion goes off, anime style, in the dirt. That one is gone.
Okay.
As you hear in your mind, no, and then almost like a slapping sound, and then a growl.
How far away from the building with the screaming lady in?
30 feet.
Okay. Flying through a window.
It's a small town.
Flying through a window.
An intruder.
Your house is on fire. Do you want to get out?
Fair.
I grab her and shadow step out the building.
Cool. Betty is an older woman. She smells faintly of ginger and vanilla. She grabs her chef's whites as you fly her out, which are slightly soot blackened now, because she doesn't want to be in her nightgown. And you teleport out.
Yeah.
Bonus action. That was
a bonus action. The teleport.
And you did 2 kicks as actions. Cool. Yeah. That's your turn. Back up to the top. I'm
gonna fly up a bit as well as afterwards. I've got a bit of movement.
Yeah, she sees her house on fire and she is very distraught. And also the giant Cerberus, and she's like, "Oh no! Oh dear."
That sounds like distraught.
Oh no, Fluffy, he's gotten out.
Hagrid, control your dog.
That's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. She's all about cake puns. Nikki and Briar, you're on the other nightmare.
Yeah, let's tackle this nightmare and see if I can actually get rid of it so I can go heal myself, because dear God, I'm so low in health. I attack it. Hiya, does a 13 hit?
Let me see. Yes, that is it.
Oh my
that
God.
Is its armor class.
Then, oh wow, 12 sneak attack plus 5. Oh my God, 2 sixes. That is 7. That is so close to max.
How do you want to do this?
17 piercing damage. I just, in my scruffy form, just take it out. Just, what is happening right here? God, migraine. Hey, look over there. And just stab him.
It turns around and you put it right through his neck and withdraw, and it just falls sideways. It almost turns to stone and just falls out of midair and shatters on the ground below you. And
that's what you get for talking about my allies like that.
Yeah, you all hear in your mind another slap, slapping sound, and yet more growling, and then oh no.
Interesting. And how far away is the Cerberus to us from this nightmare?
It moved. Oh shit! It's got a speed of 60 feet. So, and you were 70 feet. So it's about 10 foot away. It's 10 feet away.
It's like he's directly behind him. Yeah. I imagine it's directly behind you. You just turn around. It's like, right.
Oh, no, wait, sorry. It would have had to get the 20 feet across the road. You were 70 feet from the entrance to the town.
Oh, good. So it's only 30 away from me then.
It's 30 feet away, yeah.
I just look around, all right. Who else is there?
But it's a massive, hellfire beast that's just spitting molten rock.
Alvina would want one.
Has forked teeth, massive jaws, and then what's that? Like 6 or 7 eyes on the side of each head.
Teeth?
Yeah.
I start flying over to Briar. I just put my hand on Briar's shoulder and be like,
"Take inspiration."
No, I'm not getting near that one. I was fine taking the hits from. No, that thing's gonna kill me. I need to rest. Have some bardic inspiration. It's a D6. I'm gonna go lie down.
The caffeine crash is happening.
I go to the nearest rooftop, and I fly down, and I sit on the rooftop until I can heal myself up next round. That's gonna be me.
Yeah.
In the opposite direction to the chimera, just in case I have to clarify. Away from the fucking dog.
Okay. Yeah.
It's my turn.
That's fine. It's Briar's turn now, and Nikki has once again left you in the face of a giant three-jawed thing.
Yep.
As usual.
So
Nikki quite often leaves you in the presence of a giant 3-headed monster.
Yeah.
Well, Nikki's willing to be a tank. Nikki's a team player. He's a scruff kind of guy. But that thing, I'm not getting near that thing.
You're nearly dead, to be fair.
Got 20 hit points left.
Yeah, I've got 25. I get that. They hurt. These horses hurt.
But they're both gone now.
Is the Cerberus on the ground?
Yeah.
I hope so, dear God. I hope it doesn't fly.
It doesn't look like it has wings.
Neither
But
do the
this
horses.
isn't-
Okay,
But it is,
Yeah,
it is
of course it may.
nightmarish.
cool. Centered on the Cerberus, I'm going to cast Spike
Me-
Growth.
Meteor Swarm.
Ooh. Ooh, what level?
Second level. It's the highest level I can cast.
Yeah, it doesn't look yet,
Um,
apparently.
5, 10.
so it's 20-foot diameter radius from it.
Okay.
Yeah, every time it
Round
moves.
within
take
20-foot radius, centered on a point within range, twists and sprouts hard spikes and thorns. The area becomes difficult terrain for the duration. When a creature moves into or within the area, it takes 2d4 piercing for every 5 foot it travels. Transformation of the ground is camouflaged to look natural. Any creature that can't see the area at the time and cast a
Yeah.
spell must make a wisdom perception check against my DC to recognize
Yeah.
its terrain before entering it. But it's centered on it, so
it's centered
whatever
on it.
direction it moves.
Yeah. It has a high enough movement speed that it can get out, as it's its turn now, to get
At
to
least
the
40.
nearest
Okay.
ally, and that's only.
Unless it ignores difficult terrain.
I'm gonna roll the d6 on here, for the breath weapon recharge, and it recharges.
Yeah, that's it. 5 and
Ah,
6,
damn.
isn't
5
it?
and 6. Oh.
By the fact it's been using it a lot, I assumed it was better
So,
than just the 6.
Even if it ignores difficult terrain, I believe it still takes the damage.
It does indeed.
Yeah, it just doesn't need the extra movement to get out.
Yeah, it doesn't need the extra movement. So roll the 2, 4, 6, 8 is 20 foot radius. So roll 8 die 4 for me, please. As it's gonna get up to. Unless do you fly back away from this creature, by the way, as well?
I'm
after casting
flying
it?
upwards. Yeah.
Okay.
So, it's 12
So at least
points
that's
of,
to pick if it murders Nikki by himself or everyone,
It's-
someone else.
It's 8 die 4.
8
Oh,
die
yeah,
4?
or more.
It's 2 feet for every 5 feet. It's 2 die 4
yes,
for every 5 feet it travels, and it needs to get out. So it's another 4 die 4.
So it's another 8. So 20 in total.
20 points. Still
Magical
20
piercing.
points. It's not to be sniffed at.
It's in piercing, yeah.
How far up do you fly? How far off the ground are you?
So I was on the roof, so however high that was, and
The
I flew
roof's-
30 foot.
30 feet probably.
I'd flown 30 foot up, and then
260.
30 foot towards the thing, and then
How high
So-
off the ground are you?
So
how
you
high
were
was the
60,
roof and- yeah, so 60 and then 90.
so 90 feet off the ground.
90 feet off the ground.
If it just opens its mouth, it turns into a freaking flamestorm cannon. Boom! Firing incineration cannon.
Just surprisingly good for just AoE damage. No save.
Technically, so that's just its bonus action to move up to its speed. So it's still got movement of so it's 75 feet of movement.
Can it fly? About to find out.
We're about to.
It's
we're about
very
to.
strong, so
It's
it
gonna
can
It's
it,
gonna-
and it has bonus action run, and it's a large creature, so it's gonna jump on a nearby house. Roll me a luck check, Chris, to see if it jumps on the house that you're on.
Well, no, I moved away from it. Surely it's going for the nearest house.
That's well,
That's a 16, so hopefully
yeah,
that's good luck.
That's very favorable. Yeah. So
I start
it doesn't
rubbing
quite
my
leap at
foot.
you. Yeah.
Oh, the rabbit. Let's go.
Look, you want luck?
You glance off into the high
As it
grass,
just starts coming towards
and
me.
you see
Foot,
a
foot,
tiny
foot,
little
foot.
yeah. You glance off into the high grass and you see a tiny little rabbit just go and rub its own feet.
Say a rabbit? What the fuck?
Yeah, sensei rabbit.
Are you making me surprisingly attached to this little rabbit, James?
Wouldn't you have a little companion? Why
Yeah,
not?
sir.
I actually thought the rabbit was the dog. I actually thought the
so-
rabbit was the dog.
It's going to roll an athletics check to try and leap high enough. So it gets 20 foot off the ground. It's using a running leap. It's got a plus, I'm going to just roll it on here just so there's
Plus a
no.
walt.
Yeah, it's got a plus. It's got +7, so it's a 25. So it's just going to catch you on the very edge of its breath weapon, I'm afraid, because that is a 30-foot cone.
Okay.
So I need you to
Okay,
make
roll
me a
it.
dexterity saving throw.
It's like I don't like
Because
these spikes. They're
yeah,
going down.
it's a huge creature. It jumps on a 20-foot high building. 25, yeah. You succeed, so you're going to take half
It's got
of
+7 strength. I'm surprised it just didn't go into orbit.
yeah.
Boom!
5, 10 plus
we get one of these in the main campaign
18.
and Alvina can tame it?
18, 20, 26,
No.
26 points of fire.
The 2 hydras were enough.
Yeah. The 2 hydras and the
That's
dragon.
half to 13, yeah.
It's gonna be a
After
story of
13, and
the
you are not
traveling circus with all their animals.
after
accidentally
13, you are
conquering
not
the world.
restrained.
Alvina just
Cool.
want monsters. That's part of her backstory. So.
As soon as it breathes this out, you see it almost immediately recharge.
Oh,
And,
damn, dude, you're rolling hot
Whoa.
I have rolled 5s and 6s for every single round it
Yeah.
has used this. And then it's going to pretty much land, and the rest of you feel the ground just shakes.
today.
And it's gonna, with the 16, you're lucky. It's not seen you. It charges towards the inn and just begins roaring, and it's probably about to set this entire place on fire. Barnum.
Get him, Barden.
Oh, sorry. Also on initiative, count 20. Everyone make me a wisdom save. As you hear
Include the
more
people
screams,
that passed previously.
including the people who passed
Okay.
previously. The DC has
Oh,
been lowered
damn.
for you guys.
Fucking 10 again.
I got 15! You said it
Okay.
was 15 last time. If it's lower, I'm
Yeah,
good.
it is lower. Unfortunately, a 10 fails and an 11 also fails. But
Even
luckily,
with
as both the
past?
night,
Even
Yeah.
the previous past.
yeah,
Damn.
luckily both the nightmares are gone, so the damage is reduced by a d6 for each one that's gone. So luckily, 2 and 2 is 4 psychic damage.
2
That's a bit
for
better.
passed.
So half to 2 for everyone who passed. And those of you who passed, you blink into an alternate reality, an alt sphere, if you will, where, or an altiverse, who knows, where
That's an
you
alt sphere.
see again this young girl who's screaming, "No, these are my toys!" And she's got a rolled up sort of newspaper and is beating the noses of the dogs who were advancing on her. And she's holding. You see a couple of creatures actually. There's a small owl. So actually, did Briar, you passed? So you feel yourself being moved around in midair, and sort of being held and looking down at these 3 dogs, while a large hand is beating with a newspaper beside you. Glancing down, you see a stuffed rabbit, a small town made of those little ABC building wooden blocks, looking like arranged in a small town. It looks like this is a girl at play, and is fending off pretty vicious-looking dog. Over in the distance, you can see the dog has already pretty much destroyed a couple of buildings with its feet as it's trampled through them, and you see small black, look like they've been scorched almost with a lighter, little horse figurines. And across the room, because you're the one flying and you're being held in the hand, you can make out a couple of people, tall, almost obscured by shadow, but they're holding on the leash, on 3 leashes rather, these 3 dogs, which are snapping at the girl, and they are laughing quite cruelly. And then you flash back to the real world, to your own alt sphere. And it's Barnum's turn. And then the nightmares are gone.
Are we allowed to use shenanigans with our special luck thing?
The
Sure.
destiny.
Yeah, sure. It's a destiny thing.
I want to use my destiny point to allow me to use my rods as a bonus action rather than an action to regain a spell slot.
I'll
I'm
allow
gonna
it.
bulldog you again.
I'll allow you. I'll allow
Summon
it.
another demon.
Nope.
This is you as you twist destiny.
You already still have the ghost.
You see an alternate alt sphere where you didn't use your rod, and you crash through the barriers of there and steal that guy's rod.
I've got 2
Give it
rods.
yours.
I've got 2 rods.
God damn it. Well, use it quicker.
I got.
It just took your 2 magic items, 2 rods of the pact.
Yep.
Yeah, great, perfect. Yeah, you do so. You grab it,
And,
you activate it, and get your bonus action back. You get your action rather. You get your spell slot back.
Get your spell.
and
What do you want to do?
with my spell slot back, I'm going to hit the dog with Rain of Enfeeblement.
Ooh.
A
Wait, isn't that
Constitution save.
Yep.
Isn't that necrotic damage?
It's also, if it fails, I can. Wait.
Rave Enfeeblement.
It's necrotic, isn't it?
Does it do damage? Well,
I believe it does.
I do think it makes it dumb, doesn't it?
You need to
yeah,
hit
it's
first.
just a CC thing.
Yeah, you rolled to hit, and unfortunately, that
Damn it.
did not hit. It's a 3 + 8. I will say that as a reaction, someone else can spend their destiny point to turn that into a hit if they want,
I'm good.
or to add to it.
I'm about to need mine, I think, because I'm gonna charge it.
Well, there's 4 more destiny points. I will roll that one of them can be used to automatically turn it into a hit. This is what destiny points are for.
No, I'll use mine.
They're for
It definitely
shattering
seems
the
worth it.
world of the alt sphere. So it automatically hits. It's a Constitution save.
See if it makes it.
Ooh. 10 + 4 is 14. What's your...
Good.
16. So you watch as
Yeah.
you hold it up to the sky, you point it, and this thing is enfeebled.
Yes, it does half damage with weapons that use strength.
Okay, that is its bite attacks. All right, but not the fire damage. So it would do half damage on its bite.
Just its melee ones, yeah.
Yeah, cool. It's all right. Cool. Does it get a turn till the spell ends, which is Is it concentration?
Yeah, concentration up for a minute.
End of each of its turns, it can make a con save against the spell, ending it on a success.
I'll drop 30 feet backwards away from it.
Good turn. Simba, then Alba. You've rescued this woman. You fly her down. You can easily use your movement to drop her at the inn if you wish.
I've put her down at like a ways away from her house already, and flown up a bit, so I'm actually in the air a little.
Yep. I'll say you still have at least 30 feet of movement, bonus action and action.
I mean, that was last turn. I put her down already.
Oh, right.
I had spare movement and things.
It's Simba first, and then since you're
Can I get within 30 feet of the Cerberus?
It was in the center of town. And it was heading towards the inn. So it's about 20 foot from the inn. You were... What's your movement speed?
35.
It would take either an action or a dash, unless you work in tandem with Alba, who can pick you up.
Get within 30 feet is what I need.
Is
he within 65?
Oh, yeah, you're 70 feet away. So just using your movement, you can get to 30 feet away. Barely.
Yeah.
Didn't you move forward to attack?
Okay, yeah. Fair enough. Then I use my action to dash to within 30 feet.
Oh, no, you would use your movement to get within 30 feet.
I've only got 35 feet of movement, though.
Yes, it's 70 feet away from where you
use
are.
your action to dash?
No, you can move into its range.
Yeah, because 35 from 70 is 35.
Yes,
isn't it?
Then
he's 5 feet. He's 5 feet too far out without dashing.
Wait, wasn't the nightmare?
You know, there
close to that
is
nightmare?
there is just the corner of a building. I will rule that if you knock yourself prone and dive the final 10 feet, you can be prone. You can be prone, but still have your action if you want.
I will do that because I think it's going to be fun.
Cool.
So as I slide into the corner, I'm going to point my fingers at the Cerberus's knees and cast Bloated Agony on the knees.
Blood Curse of Bloated Agony. Okay.
I'm taking a d6 damage to try and make it last 4 minutes. Because I think it'd be fun.
Okay, it won't take necrotic anyway. It's just
Disadvantage on strength and dex. Cool.
Amplify it lasts for a minute. Makes an Archon save. Okay. Disadvantage on strength and ability checks. Okay, so it's got disadvantage on strength and ability checks, and does half damage.
And can only make 1 attack per turn, otherwise get some damage.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, All right, I did not see that. And takes necrotic damage, which it's immune to.
It, so it doesn't care.
Yeah.
Ah, well.
Yeah.
The disadvantage on strength and dex is still good though.
Yeah.
It's using it to like jump at us, isn't it? So
it's using it to jump around and destroy stuff. So
Not with bad knees, it won't.
it's got swollen ankles.
yeah. You know what? It wasn't targeting the noses, the newspaper. It was beating at the knees of the dogs as well as the noses. There you go. That's your flavor.
So then I will shoot twice.
Bonus action. Yep. 14. Neither of those hit, I'm afraid.
Oh well, in that case, I will action surge and do it again.
All right.
Yeah.
18?
Nice.
And, oh my
13
god!
ain't hitting.
No, but at least I
You
get
won me of it.
8 plus, so 2 8, 16,
16 points.
and from 4 hits. That's awful.
Mm,
And eight of those was radiant. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Quite
But
matter.
on the plus side, there is another little dink. Oh, for
Yeah.
12
Nice.
piercing from my
Another
hand.
little dink for right through the eyeball.
So you watch as that one actually pierces into the nose and it shies away, and you just hear a as it's bloodied.
Ooh.
Nice.
That's Simba's turn. Good turn. You're prone though, and since you fired a crossbow and things at its nose, it just all 3 heads round at you. As Alba, it's your turn.
How far am I away from it? 'Cause I'm flying a bit.
You can be wherever you want in town. Your range is incredible. And it's a small town. I designed this encounter so that it's essentially theater of the mind. You can all Avengers Age of Ultron do
Yeah,
stuff.
so I see what you're trying to do. The terms you're looking for are probably like within movement or
You're within
just
movement
out
range.
movement, because you're trying to do feet and just skip it.
So I'm going to literally teleport with my shadow step directly under its jaws and Shoryuken it.
The center.
Which draw?
The center
3.
draw, or
The middle one.
okay. There is actually a space where all 3 of its heads move out from its neck that you could get
Yeah.
there
Let's go.
instead if you want.
The
I want to
jugular.
I'm doing an unarmed attack, but I want to do
Okay.
it as a Shoryuken from the teleport up from the shadow step because it seems cool.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Are you high enough level that you get the advantage when you do that?
I
Roll the-
actually think I do.
I was
Because I
going to
think
say
that's
roll
just
the
the
first
shadows.
one with advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, because when they come out, they get like an advantage because they're essentially like shadow stepping behind someone.
Awesome.
Yeah, advantage on the first melee attack before end of turn. So
Yes, that felt
Okay.
so nice.
Roll the attack.
To remember,
Shoryuken! Fine!
oh,
No, fuck it. I'm Destiny putting that one. It's too cool not to.
Cool. It automatically hits.
Yeah,
For 5 bludgeoning.
I'm gonna stunning strike that one as well.
Ooh. And it has disadvantage on con saves, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah. From Simba.
Strength checks.
It was the
From
first one.
Bob's thing. Bob's thing's
It was
just strength.
Oh no,
It's
it
on
doesn't.
save for Bob's.
Con save. Okay, so it's a con save. It has a natural 19.
Yeah, I don't even know what mine is, but my save is, but it's not that.
Yeah, that's like 1 million. It's above 20. It does take the 5 points.
Second attack. 15.
15
Misses, I think you said.
misses. Yeah,
Oh, I wasn't supposed to have advantage on that, but
Yeah, take
and
the left.
fine. It was cool.
First roll
Because-
anyway.
because I hit it anyway, I'm gonna fly 55 feet directly upwards, and it can't make opportunity attacks against me because mobile.
Yeah, and yeah, pretty much Hadouken double fist. You fly up and sort of whip like a claw across its throat as you fly up, and it goes to snap at you, but you're too fast. Back up to Nikki. You feel the tide possibly turning somehow against this giant thing, and you're just like you're pretty winded though. However, a Minotaur person puts their head out of their window and looks up at the roof at you. A Minotaur person,
Scraggly rabbit.
red skinned. It looks up at you and says, "Are you all right?"
Nah,
Red Bull.
I'm pretty bloody. I'm pretty sure I've got some internal injuries. Dear God.
Here, drink this. He chucks a small metal canister up at you.
What is that?
Who are you?
It's
Do you have
good.
an eye?
It's good shit, man.
It's good shit. I'll take your word for it. I guess I drink it.
Yeah.
You ascend if he drinks Red Bull.
Roll.
I can already fly.
Roll a d4.
You get
Roll
natural
D4.
form. You grow wings.
4.
You grow
Okay.
4 wings.
Okay.
What is this guy giving me?
He has given you Red Bull,
Okay.
which he
Royalty
himself has
free Red
made.
Bull.
So you
Is
can
this essentially haste?
It is essentially haste. However,
I felt that too there, Ben. Yeah, haste.
it is a haste.
Is it like
So-
over the hedge haste though?
Pretty-
Because
pretty
he's
much.
already that hyperactive, so he actually moves at the speed
Time
of light.
slows down.
At a, I was thinking a d20, and if you rolled a 20, it would be a time stop instead of haste. But we'll save that for higher levels when you Eldritch Pact to this creature and take levels in Warlock.
Eldritch Pact to the Red Bull.
Yeah, Eldritch Pact of the Red Bull. Yeah, so you're hasted for 4 rounds. However, given you will take 4 levels of exhaustion though when it ends. So just so you're aware. You
Pass
have
out.
that is your.
Sees.
We'll say that's a bonus action to drink the thing. You have an action and a hasted action. As you look around, the flames almost go, they flicker slightly. The Red Bull is still normal time though. It's nodding at you. You see punches go in slow motion. Hadoukens fire off. Yeah.
Do you think you can hide on a creature's head?
Yes.
As the man says, you can certainly try.
Certainly try. Interesting.
This
I
thing
guess
does
with
seem
my-
very perceptive though, with its 3 heads and 8 eyes apiece.
That is fair. That is
They'll
fair.
have it outnumbered in eyes.
But if I'm going to die anyway, I might as well die in glory.
Mm.
And I've been wanting to use this move, and it's already 40 past 9. So
Yeah,
with
we'll
my
finish at
now
10.
hasted, slow down, time crawl vision, I'm going to just get up, take a deep breath. My ears incredibly stiff and alert, my fur standing on edge.
Ooh,
I knew this day would come, but I've got to do it for my friends. And I just bolt into the air, breaking the sound barrier towards the Chimera. And as I get to the Chimera, I'm going to aim myself at its head. And I'm going to swing my bardic instrument around and strum a fog cloud around its head.
Okay. Yeah.
And as my fly stops concentrating, and I just barrel with my momentum into the head, going through the fog cloud, I'm going to just let go of my bardic instrument,
Yeah.
grab my rapier, and I'm going to attack it while it is blinded inside the fog cloud, and I have blind fighting with advantage. Unless it too
Ooh.
has blind sight.
Fog cloud. Let me see.
It is heavily obscured area. I'm putting it around its head in a
It's not
20-foot
an-
radius.
It's not an illusion.
It is not an illusion, it is a conjuration.
That is
blind
true.
Sight, blind sight's
So-
pretty much the only thing that goes through it.
So you swear, you hear snarling and eyes twitching in all directions. Everyone else, well, you don't know. Yeah, I'll send the stat block.
You
But
see
yeah,
fog
essentially,
around its head.
yeah, you see a heroic shape through the just a blur, a blurry, silvery shape. Roll your whatever attacks with advantage.
I'm
that
just
was
rolling
cool as shit.
my haste attack with
Do you have action surge?
I do, yes. Question is though, is whether or not I can hide on top of a head, and if I take the hide action, it's like the fog clouds. But to be fair, I'm pretty sure, like you said, it has high passive. It's got 3 heads, so I might as well just try and take as much damage as I can before I die.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking for, how do I roll with advantage?
If you've got it set to
Uh,
toggle advantage, is what I've got it set to now, because I've got to have the stream up. Otherwise,
He's
I have
doing it on Beyond. But if you press Shift on your
Oh,
keyboard
yeah.
when you're clicking it,
Yeah. The
Oh,
up
okay.
arrow.
You can tell I've not used this a lot.
never used Beyond.
Oh, cool.
That's what I use. Actual dice.
Okay.
When I'm GMing, I use actual dice.
that is
I'm unsporting
A
as a player.
16 to hit.
16 is its AC.
Damn.
On this first hit, you were that many feet away. So roll an extra 6d6 since you were 60 feet away, and essentially with the momentum of a speeding bullet. Yeah.
Can I go above and around it though? You said it's got maximum height, right? And with my hasted fly, I've got over 100 feet of movement.
Sure, why not?
I
Are you
said,
barreling
"Barrel
straight down?
up," and then shoot right down into it. Plus, I technically need to be above it once when I do cast the fog cloud, so that way I'm technically landing on it for flying. I'm mostly just flavor doing it in progress.
Yeah, perfect.
But as I
Roll-
hit into it,
okay.
that is 9 magical piercing damage.
Roll fall damage.
That's what I'm saying though, it was flavor. Like technically I can just land on it and then cast fog cloud.
No, I mean, like, as a bullet. Roll damage, roll extra damage for it.
Roll the falling damage for it.
Yes.
As well.
For the attack, how much do you want? How high
How
was
high
it?
was he?
How much extra do you want to give this?
You were 60 feet, so movement 4d6.
46?
Yeah, going diagonal. Yeah, 4d6. 46.
Then 10 extra bludgeoning as I just pierce right into its skull.
It's looking real bad. It's looking in a real bad way. As you land and twist and withdraw the rapier, you see an incredible amount of blood just pour out of this wound. It's looking real bad.
Then
Looks like
I
a
will
couple
action
more hits
surge
might-
and I will try to pierce the same spot again.
All right, roll your attacks. You
Question
still have
mark.
advantage because it can't see you and you can see it.
Oh no, wait a minute. Action surge just gives you an extra action.
Natural 20.
Hell
It doesn't give
yeah.
you an extra action. The action can only be used for certain things, but I don't have multi-attack anyway, so it doesn't make a difference to me.
Oh, just meaning
Alright.
you still can't use it for sneak attack.
It's
It's not
well,
like
still
it's an
separate.
extra turn, but it doesn't give you an extra turn. It gives you an extra action and bonus action. That was the bit
Yeah.
I was weird about.
Yeah, because it's still on my turn. But with nat 20 for that second hit, that's coming in with another 9 damage magical.
All right.
Fortunately, I'd
It's-
already calculated in the sneak attack for the last one.
It
I was
is-
not expecting a nat 20.
It is still up. You've got another attack, I believe.
No, because I don't have multi attack. So that was my. I used my action to cast fog cloud, my haste action to attack, and my action surge to attack.
Oh dear.
I'm fully aware I'm probably going to die. I've got like 16 hit points.
There is a fog cloud around it as Briar. It's your turn. You have been almost blasted out of the sky by this thing, but you see a fog cloud.
How big was
painting a
this thing, by the
nice-
way? Like,
Go
how
for the
wide
axe!
are the 3 heads? Can I essentially just put its head in a fog cloud to effectively
Yeah.
blind it?
You've got one head in a fog cloud.
Because it's a 20-foot radius.
20-foot radius. If it's the
So-
center head, yeah. If it's the center head, you've got all 3 heads, yeah.
Nice.
Go for its
Cool.
ass.
Yeah.
It's not a
So
fog cloud.
You can see it. It can see you. Get it.
I'm assuming if I move, I'm within 90 foot of it.
Yeah, you're within movement speed.
Cool. So 90 foot. Bonus action, Hunter's Market.
At this point, you hunter's market. Okay.
Yeah.
How is the
You're so
time?
attacking it.
To be honest, I've been
Mhm.
using. I forgot about it. It was only when I was looking through
That
my
is very
spells.
fair.
You know what?
Yeah, we are
Neil is
level 8
forgiven.
characters all of a sudden.
Yeah. Then first shot is going to be a 27 to hit with 16 total damage because rabbit's on its head.
But
Yep.
now, would they have advantage because of the fog cloud blinding the Cerberus? Because it technically can't see.
Technically can't see. It's immune to blinded though.
It's immune to blind.
There are
Well,
Yeah.
it's not the blinded effect. It just can't see through the fog,
It just can't. It's got true sight.
which doesn't affect the fog.
I
Yeah.
know.
It's
Isn't,
the one-
yeah,
it's
the
the
fog
one
cloud was
spell.
beat it. Roll your second attack.
My fog cloud is insane.
Second attack.
Also, you want to fuck up Faye? Use fog cloud.
Another 10 and sorry, that was a so for the first one that was a 3. Is it Hunter's Mark on every attack?
Yes.
Another 3.
So-
And
We'll
don't
just-
forget, I am
yeah, just
on
keep-
top of its head within 5
19.
feet.
38.
Yeah, I've only got.
Don't
no,
get the
you
second
take one
sneak
first.
attack. 10, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Okay. Add to that.
And then
So-
another D6 for the
Yeah.
hunters. Another 5.
Ooh, nice.
34 points. So, as Nikki, you take this thing, stab down, twist, withdraw, and stab again. You just feel the front knee buckle, and then the other knee buckle, and then from behind, 2 more arrows pierce into the backs of its knees, and it's on all fours as you just twist the sword, and you feel its lifeless form beneath you.
Nice.
And then you hear screaming once more, but this time an adult screaming. You stupid little girl!
Little girl kill the dog.
You do hear yelping.
Go into the
But
other
you-
world and just beat the shit out of the adult.
It would be the Cerberus next. Everyone roll me another wisdom save, please. With advantage since the Cerberus has been vanquished, technically.
Yay.
With advantage.
Wisdom.
Why is that lower?
It plays.
Yeah, actually, wait. I
Figures.
passed previously, so my DC is lower, so maybe I passed.
You do, in fact. Everyone
Yay.
passes. So, Nikki, you alone take 5. Everyone else takes 2.
Oh, thank God, I'm not just dead yet.
Roll a concentration check for the fog cloud.
It's concentration. That's fair. Concentration, where are you?
Just
Oh, I make it. It's a 13.
It stays up. The rest of you flash
Fair, it's gonna
sideways,
fall
and you-
through it anyway.
as you watch a little rabbit toy being picked up by the girl and chucked, and it looks like the tiny little sword, toy sword
Little
that's,
rapier.
on the front of the rabbit that she's clearly glued on, goes into its eye, and it yelps, and it scratches. One of them scratches away at it. The rabbit falls to the ground. The dog flees in pain, some sort of oozing liquid on its face. And you see the parents who were in shadows, their faces in shadow, step forward, and clearly one of them take a belt off. And you hear a woman go, "You stupid girl!" And as you hear yet more screaming from the girl, you all flash back to the current situation. The Cerberus is dead. The town is aflame. But you think you know, or at least you think you might know, the cause of what's been happening, the cause of the nightmares. You just don't know how to deal with it right now.
Parental abuse.
Parental abuse.
Oh, why did this get so serious all of a sudden?
Yeah.
I
I'm
want an owl
going-
toy to just beat up the
Yeah.
parents.
I'm going
Wow.
to, as an action, use my detect portal ability to see if there is a planar portal within 1 mile of us.
Yeah.
You're right, Walker.
Horizon
I would-
Walker.
I would like you to roll me a d20, please.
Please roll.
We set up
Natural
for part
20.
2. We go to the real world. We fuck up some parents.
10. I'm going to use my destiny point on that.
Roll again.
Come on.
Natural
Yeah.
20.
Natural 20.
No,
Ah.
10.
I'll use my point for you.
Everyone throw your
All right.
in.
The last few destiny points.
All
to
right.
see if you-
Roll another time then. Sure.
Yeah, 16's pretty good.
So you don't detect any portals. However, in the distance of the woods, beyond as you stare down the main street of the small town that you've saved from the nightmares, from the Cerberus, you stare down and you see quite clearly a swathing path of destruction right through the center of the woods into the darkness. You do yet hear more cries of terror from down that path, and you sense that whatever has been causing the nightmares, it's not a portal. You don't know what your visions mean, but you know it's down there,
Mhm.
and whatever can be done to stop it is down that way. And
Cool.
that is where we
I-
might pick up at some other
Ooh,
point.
as we epilogue, so a really cool thing. As the
Alright.
Cerberus like falls to the ground, and Nikki like starts limping forward, just bloodied and bruised. The rapier still in the Cerberus's head, and as the party forms up, we just look into the darkness as Nikki raises his hand, and as a bonus action, I summon my rapier to my hand and we start moving forwards.
And also, while this is happening, I just grab what's Bob's character's name against Barden, right?
Yeah.
I grab Barden by the
Barden.
throat and go, right, you little shit. We're talking as we're doing this.
Yeah. So as you all move forward, this ragtag band of ne'er-do-well heroes moving forward to an unknown future, an unknown destiny.
I'm just leaving the town burning.
Yeah, backlit
But we stop the monster. They're on their own.
looking on down to through a swathing path of destruction into shadow of darkness with backlit because the town is on fire behind you. Moving onwards into the darkness. That's where we might pick up at some point in the future. That has been our one shot. Tales from the Alt Spheres. I've been the GM. You've been a wonderful audience. They've been my players. Say bye. If you've got things to plug or whatever.
Watch my stream. One of these are on it. The other
Twitch
one.
channel, this YouTube channel, whatever you're watching it on.
Yeah. What are the ones? It's twitch.tv/World of Alterra for you, and twitch.tv/Fenris Wolfbane for me. Subscribe to us both.
And little Dear Arts as well.
And me.
And Dragon
Bob.
Bob.
And Dragon
Bob.
Dragon Bob as well, I guess.
Dragon
If
Bob.
Who you can find all of in probably one of our little subsections. I don't know. I've got you guys all as like follower people,
Mhm. And
like recommended. That's what it is. It's in the
to
recommended.
wrap up, be kind to each other and
Don't
Don't
abuse
beat your
children.
children.
Don't
Yeah.
abuse your
Yeah.
children.
no matter how funny it might be in game form, it is not funny in reality.
And
I
remember,
do mean that seriously.
always torment random rabbits you find on the road.
And random old people. Kill old people, don't kill children.
Oh god, that's
Good night, everyone.
Hello, people. Play with
And
rabbits.
also, don't be a Bob.
Good night, everyone.
Night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.